Long way, get this shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit a long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Gotta get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way, but I gotta get this shit a long way, tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, every day we gotta get paid, I'm feeling like we be the new slaves. No, we gotta finish rich, no, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. She don't understand, niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we got hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit, tryna get the long way, tryna get this shit the long way, Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, told you the other day that did my phone strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like a phone way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she about to leave, said fuck it bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I went and got some money, cause we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, back and forth like the pong way, man, I'ma get this shit the long way, get this shit the long way, just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy, we gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day, we be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, for so we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we gon' get this shit the long way, we get this shit the long way, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, we gon' get the long way,
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome. What's up, Ulysses? Long time no see, young man. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a minute, but I know you ain't fell off because once you cross over, you can't. Okay. So that's not even an option to say I'm going back into the debt matrix because we all know that's not even an option. All right. Welcome, everybody. My name is LJ Young, and I am the founder of SMD. All right. SMD is a family. I am not SMD. SMD is a family. I'm LJ, which is part of SMD. I just created it. I just happen to be the founder of it. Welcome. I usually get straight to the point and then kind of give you a little bit of story background about me so you kind of get an idea of who I am and what I do. I'm here to, I change your life. This is what I do. I change people's lives. That's exactly what I do. All right. And you probably think, well, how do you do that, LJ? How do you do that? Well, I understand that capitalism is psychological. I discovered it. Now, remember, I said I discovered it, which means I didn't create it. Okay, because I didn't create capitalism. So, but I understand that capitalism is psychological now. Okay. Sorry, I have my morning coffee too. All right. So now that I understand it, it has totally changed my life forever. Totally has changed. And how did I come across this? Actually, the banks woke me up. Okay. The banks woke me up. And you're probably thinking, well, how did they do that? Okay, this is what happened. This is the first, honestly, when I think back as far as I can before what sparked that that something was wrong financially. This is what sparked it, right? So I followed all the rules in the debt matrix. I went to college, got a good job. got into computer IT, started making six figures, always kept my credit good, always had a great career with a great credit score, never missed my payments. Every time, I went and applied for a loan, I would get it because of my credit history and my years on the job, all this stuff you just follow the debt matrix, just follow like a sheep. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. Then one day I was trying to get a loan for something. I don't even know. I used to get loans for other things, loans to pay off. I used to get loans to pay off other loans. It just, oh my God, you just don't even know what you're doing, right? That should give you a hint, but it didn't give me a hint. Anyway, I went to go get a loan for something. And this time they said no, because usually when I filled out the credit applications, put down the amount I wanted, uh, and then I would just, okay, click send or whatever I'm doing, and then it would just be approved. It was just like that for me. Okay. It was never a doubt that I was going to get denied, but this time I did. And it shocked me. I was like, what? No, it's not even that much. I got way more amount. Excuse me, I'm having coffee too. I was like, I get way more amounts in cars and all this, but you're denying me on this, whatever it was. And it was like, yep, sorry. And I was like, well, what's the reason? They said your debt to income ratio is too high. I was like, what? Now remember, I've never had to bother to learn about debt to income ratio because I always got all the loans and stuff I wanted. So I never bothered to even look at it. But this time they said, yeah, your debt to income ratio is too high. I said, okay, what is that? I said, let me do some more investigative work to really understand what is debt to income ratio. Long story short, it says you earn this much money a year, but you owe, like, imagine my two hands close together. You earn this much money a year, right? Now imagine my hands spreading apart with wide open arms. This is how much debt you're in. That's what it really means, right? So I said, "Oh, okay." I'm kind of looking at it with the bank's definition of, because it's all theirs, it's all their system. So of course they're going to have a definition for something that they created, okay? So because they already know what's going to happen because you guys are debt slaves. But listen, so I said, "Okay, cool, cool," but something clicked in and said, "Wait a minute." I said to myself, "I followed all the rules. Kept my credit good." Kept a good steady job, always made all my payments on time, never missed anything. But this, after following all the rules, but this time you guys are telling me no. Even though everything is right, this is a no here. I was like, oh, something's going on. And that's when it started clicking to me. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I said that to myself. I said, wait a minute. Something doesn't make any sense right here. This is confusing me. This is really confusing me. And so as I'm Googling, debt to income ratio, by typing in the word debt, brought me across Dave Ramsey. Okay. Then Dave Ramsey basically says, take this calculator and these baby steps and apply it to your finances and you'll get out of debt. That's what it basically says. It says, hey, take this calculator and these baby steps, apply it to your finances and you're going to win. All right, cool. And so that's what I did. I didn't need to buy any of his programs or any of his. I go to his seminars. I was like, okay, he's just talking basic math. Yeah, just basic math. I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. I don't need no help with that. And then when I got to, but as I'm looking at Mr. Ramsey's plan, it says, after baby step 2 or 3, it says pay off everything but the house. Okay, that's what the baby step. I believe baby step 2, right? And then it goes on and says, okay, after you pay off everything but the house, now start putting away 15% into retirement. I was like, uh-oh, wait a minute. Time out. Wait a minute. Whoa. Hold up. I've been using the calculator this whole time, but at this point, you want me to stop using the calculator for what? Why do you want me to stop using the calculator? Because when I was looking at, because I'm following math the whole time, but when it says everything but the house, then you start putting away money in retirement with a mortgage. You can't do that. I'm like, wait a minute. My mortgage, I still owe $250,000 on my house. How can I put 15% away into retirement? You can't. And then I realized at that moment, oh, that's business. Got it. And then he sends you to one of his Vesta Pro people and they make money. Oh, okay, I get it. I get it. It's totally, hey, listen, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay. I just want to make sure it's clear. When you get to a certain baby step, you pay off everything but the house and you have a mortgage, and then you start putting away 50. Hey, from here on this point, you start talking to one of our Vesta Pros and they'll help you. Of course they will, because you can't. But obviously you don't know that. So that's where the business part comes in. That's how they make money. That's just business. Nothing. It's nothing personal. So that's when I took that. Now I said, okay, wait a minute. Anything that doesn't make mathematical sense, it piques my interest. It's like, well, wait, why does the math? Why do we basically it's like this? Why do we stop using math at this point in the finance game? Oh, that's business. Got it. I said, okay, well, this is where I departed from Mr. Ramsey. I said, okay, I don't need any more knowledge from him. From this point on, he's just doing business. He's making sales. He's making his money. Who am I to disrupt his business? See, because I wouldn't even be here without him. So I took what he had, what he taught me. Excuse me. I learned from what he taught me, and then I applied my own, and then I just kept going and going, and voila, I discovered capitalism is psychological. Now, how many people you think in the world, how many people in the world do you believe understand that capitalism is psychological? How many people you believe? Probably a handful out of the world, because capitalism is worldwide. So that's why I say out of the world, because it's all the same. As long as it says capitalism, hey, that's all I need to know. That's it. I don't care what country it's in, whatever country it is, it doesn't matter. As long as as long as the economy is capitalism, I'm good. I don't care. I know exactly what to do, who to talk to, who to hire, who not to hire. I know that because the system is all the same everywhere. Just, I mean, slightly different, but the basis of the basis of it, that the majority of you guys must be in debt, not know it. That must be like that. Okay, that's the only way it works. What's up, Herbert? Everyone complaining to me about gas prices. Gas prices financed a new car when I sent them your videos years ago. Years ago, no more stimulus. Now they're feeling it. You know, so crazy. Which is basically the segue into this the title of the show. Uh the the view I am going to give you guys is from it's math. What I'm going to say is mathematically true, but it's a psychological capitalism view, so you can understand why things are the way they are. It's all the way it's supposed to be. Now, these are just my opinions, because what I'm talking about is generations above my pay grade. Okay, all right. So don't take my word and say, hey, he knows something inside. No, I'm not even close, and won't live long enough to even know that part. Gas prices seem high when you're making car payments. Okay. Of course, gas prices are going to be high when you're making $600, $700, $800, $1,000 a month car payments, because you finance the car. The reason why you finance the car is because you couldn't afford to buy the car. You couldn't buy the car because you had what? No money to buy the car. So say, for example, you financed a Cadillac Escalade, which is probably 60, 70,000. You're probably paying $1,200 a month. And then all of a sudden you're complaining about gas prices. It's not the gas, it's you. Gas price, when you understand capitalism is psychological, gas prices are just gas prices. They're not high, they're not low, that's just it. Okay, it's just there. It's okay, it's that price. But for you guys don't understand this. Since you're making car payments, that by default says you have no money because you're making car payments. So of course you don't have no money to pay for the gas. So guess what you're using to buy the gas? A credit card. So you're financing gasoline at the interest rate of your credit card, compounded daily. Of course gas is expensive for you. But when you understand capitalism is psychological, first of all, you own yourself. When you own yourself, by the only way, listen, the only way you're going to understand that capitalism is psychological, you must first own yourself. Period. That's a requirement. That cannot be faked. This is why, listen, this is why I'm the only person on YouTube that has shown you the inside of my credit report live for everybody to see. You got to ask yourself, how come he's the only person that does it? I keep telling you guys why. That's the badge. That's how you walk. When I present that to you guys, this is what it means, what you guys don't really know. When I show you my entire credit report, guess what that says? That says I own me. Nobody owns me. That's what it says. It's blank. Nobody owns me. You guys don't really understand that credit reports are owner ledgers. That's how they keep all the businesses listed on your credit report. They all own a piece of you. You're the stock. You. So when you understand how it works, that's how you navigate through the economy. Let me see your personal credit report. You want to do business with me? Yeah. Let me see your personal credit report. I want to see how you treat the business of yourself. Your social security number, that's your EIN number for the United States of America as a person. The business of you. That's your EIN number. You use that number to participate in human business here. So you either going to be a debt slave or you're going to own yourself. Which one? It's your choice. That's why when you look at, when you understand capitalism is psychological, you won't care about gas prices. See, this is, and honest, again, this is generations above my pay grade. All of this is a guess. Okay. It's just a mathematical guess. Okay. So when I look at, so say like this. Okay. I understand capitalism is psychological. Okay. Now I want you to follow me. It doesn't matter. Try to take out what you believe, that I'm guessing or whatever. I'm just trying to show you something, right? So when I look at gas prices and they talking about they're going to be, first of all, they're going to be $6. $6. It's going to be $6 a gallon by August. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, that's when student loan payments are due. So are they trying to? Maybe they're trying to push, because you debt slaves. You guys don't like change, so you have to be forced to change. Okay, so maybe the electricity issue needs to be move along a little faster or something, right? So what you guys will do is you guys will see these gas prices, and then you guys will run out and go finance electric cars, when it doesn't matter if you're financing a car, if it's electric or gas. It doesn't matter. You're still making payments. Maybe they're trying to push you guys to buy electric cars and electric vehicles. You guys ain't moving fast enough. I don't know. It just seems like that to me. Because when you understand capitalism is psychological, I understand it doesn't matter which kind of car you guys finance. It really doesn't matter. Either way, it's not yours anyway. So how it's powered is irrelevant. Maybe they made some deals with for electric car manufacturers to get them some more money so they can produce these electric cars faster. Who knows? That's what it looks like to me. I don't look at gas price like, oh my God, look how high it's getting them. I'm like, the first thing when I look at high gas price, I say, okay, what are they trying to do? Why are they doing that? That's all I do. I say, okay, what's the purpose of that? Oh, okay, electric cars. Okay, maybe they want to get these gas vehicles off the thing. All these Hummers, and I mean, they're producing them fast. The big ass trucks. It's like, whoa, you guys. Of course, they've been known that information. Elon Musk just pushed the button. That's all. They've been known how to make those cars. You think they saw Elon Musk one day and was like, oh shit, you can do that? Do you think they did that? Oh my God, I didn't know you could make cars run on electricity. Of course they knew that. Elon Musk just came along and said, I don't feel like waiting for you guys no more, so I'm gonna do it now. It forces their hand. They have to do it. No different. Listen, no different than Amazon coming along delivering everything, right? Now look at all the grocery stores. Now they got pull up, people shop for you, bring your groceries out. You think they had to do that if they wanted to survive? They had to do that. They got 5, 10 lanes for grocery pickup only now. Now the people that shop in the store got to park far away. Ain't that crazy? So now, listen. So now if this is you and you're complaining about high gas prices, I want you to say to yourself, and this is what I want you to do so you can understand why gas is high for you. All right. This is very important. This is a task for you. I'm going to explain to you why gas prices seem high to you. All right. Open up your calculator. I want you to put in your car payment minus your car balance. Now, most of you don't even know your car balance. So this part is very, very important. Okay. I don't want you guessing at that part. I want you to call into your bank or your credit union or whoever it is. I want you to call in there and get the exact remaining balance. I want you to get the exact remaining balance. And then I want you to open your calculator. Then I want you to put in your car payment minus your car balance and then hit equal. As you're looking at the calculator, I want you to look at that large negative number. That's how much money you have to buy gas. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, I can't buy gas with negative money. No, you can't, but you seem to think you can. And you're financing it at an interest rate that compounds daily. Now, how expensive do you think gas is now? Of course, it's very expensive for you guys. You guys are debt slaves. You hear somebody come up to you complaining about gas, you turn to them and you say, are you making car payments? Yeah, that's why they're complaining, because they're making car payments. Now, if you're a person right now considering an electric car because you see your friends might have got one and they're bragging to you about, oh yeah, I'm so glad, look at those high gas prices. Not me, it doesn't bother me. I want you to turn to that person with the brand new finance electric car and say, are you making car payments? If they tell you yes, guess what? They're not saving nothing. They're not saving anything. They got all in the same way I had you open up your calculator, you say that to the person with the electric car. You go like this. Hey, can you do me a favor? Open up your calculator, put in your car payment minus your car balance. Make sure they go and get their real car balance. I don't want them guessing. Tell them to look it up. And then come back, do the calculation, and say, that's how much money you're saving on gas right there. They're going to look at this large negative number and say, what do you mean? They're not going to know either. They're going to be just like you because you guys are in the debt matrix. You guys don't know. It doesn't matter if the car is gas or electric. Okay, you guys don't know that. But then you have the gas car, your friend has the electric car, and then you guys compare to see who has what money to save money where. You guys are both in the negative. You guys are not saving nothing. Nothing. Why? Because it's psychological. No currency exists for you guys, debt slaves. None, zero, nothing. Paper money, digital currency, crypto, blockchain, all of it's bullshit. All of it. I mean, not bullshit. It's the part of the system. Okay, it's not bullshit. I take that back. That's even saying stuff like that. That's disrespecting the system. No, it's part of the system. To have millions of people complaining about gas prices, 99% of those people got car payments complaining about gas prices. Because you guys, listen, like when you finance a car, you guys don't really understand that the price of that car is different for each one of you that financed the car. It's not when you see let's say like you come across a car and you say, hey, that car is $50,000. Okay, and you go and finance that car. Well, if 10 people go and finance that car, that price of that car is going to be different for each and every one of you guys. It's not going to be the same. It's going to count on your credit, and it's going to count on your, you behind on taxes. I don't know. It doesn't matter how many months this person financing compared to that person. The price is not the same. But you guys, guess what? You guys all go to the pump and complain about the gas prices because it doesn't matter. You finance the depreciating object with interest. It's called psychological capitalism. So what I do here is that's what I do. I change your life. Once you understand this, your life has changed forever. I promise you. That's a guarantee. Your life has changed forever. You're going to turn around and you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh, time is the most valuable thing on earth. Sure is. When you're in debt, you're so busy complaining about high gas prices, totally forgetting time is the most valuable thing on earth. Time. Complaining with all your friends. If you and all your friends are complaining about gas prices, I want you guys to huddle up and say, "Hey, is everybody here making car payments?" Yeah, that's why you're complaining about gas prices. You guys are all making car payments. If you guys are those people that say, "Hey, you got to be rich to pay car in cash," that's why you guys are making car payments. You think you have to be rich to to buy a car in cash. That's why you guys are making car payments. You see somebody roll up in a brand new Cadillac Escalade 2022. You say, "Are you making payments?" Yes. Who cares? They're making payments. That's not their car. Who cares what they believe? That's a psycholo. That's what it's called. Psychological capitalism. When you finance a car, you didn't buy the car. The car bought you. The car owns you. What's up, Kang? Went by a Wawa gas station yesterday and saw 4 Teslas with their owners inside their vehicles while they charge what? Oh, got it. Yeah, ain't that crazy? That's been you know what's so crazy? I'm glad you brought that up, Willie. It's crazy. Like debt slaves, they don't you guys don't know. Listen, you don't know the value of time because and I'm saying this because when I was a debt slave, I wish somebody would have said it to me. All right. I know it's highly unlikely. Okay. But if somebody would have said, hey, LJ, you're gonna die one day, right? Well, yeah. Doesn't that make time the most valuable thing on earth and not money? I would have had to say yes. Now, when you trade, say like this, I always give this example. They're running on electricity, right? But they'll sit at a charging station for almost an hour. Now, would those if you ask those electric car people like that have no problem doing that because usually I'm telling you, I promise you, the people that are sitting in those charging stations in Teslas, 99% of them are making car payments. That's why they're sitting at charging stations like that for an hour. Now, if you go up to those same people and say, "Hey, would you sit at a gas station for an hour to fill your tank?" That's what you say that to them. If it took an hour to fill your gas tank of your Honda Accord, would you be okay with that? Even say like the gas was 99 cents a gallon, but you had to sit there an hour to fill it. Would you do it? Most of them will say no, but then you turn to them and say, "But you'll do it for this electricity station?" People, listen, it's nothing against Teslas or electric cars. There's nothing against that. That's called innovation. That just happened. When it's time, if I get a Tesla, I'm gonna buy a Tesla in cash. And guess where my supercharging station is gonna be? At home, where I'll be as soon as I pull up, plug in. I'm in the house. You think I'm gonna sit? Because sooner or later, if they haven't already, I guarantee you they're gonna set up grocery stores around these charging stations. Charging stations, the businesses. Imagine if Starbucks gets with Tesla and they combine the two together, and they say for every charging station goes a Starbucks. Do you know Starbucks stock will shoot through the motherfucking roof? You guys ain't doing nothing. You guys are sitting there for an hour. You guys, of course, you're going to Starbucks. Of course. Whoever gets that contract, I'm sure it's in the works. I'm sure it is. If I see it, of course they see it. Exactly, cupcakes. Time and peace of mind is priceless. It's priceless. What's up, Mill Woods? 4:30. Yes, 4:30 right here. And I saw that the other day. You know what I did? I filled up my truck yesterday because I live in SC2. I filled up my truck. You know what? I did. I don't even look at the pump. I just said, wow, it's up to 4:30. Okay, whatever. I just wait for the pop. Pop. Okay, it's done. Filled. Drive off. We got like right now it's like Harley Davidson couple weeks here. All these motorcycles down here, right? At gas. Now, I think to myself, how many people you think out of all these Harley Davidson motorcycles, how many of them you think are making motorcycle? You know, that's even worse than car payments and motorcycle payments. So you imagine how many of those people, what's the percentage you think? I think 95% of those people are making motorcycle payments. Can you imagine? If you thought a car goes down in value when financing, imagine a motorcycle. Next come a boat, next come a Sea-Doo. People finance all that stuff. I look at all these bikes. Now, these are nice bikes. Don't get me wrong. I love looking at them, but I know in my mind that the majority of the bikes I see are financed. I appreciate these talks. They are needed. You're welcome, Investo. Welcome. I want you guys to really understand the family. S&D family knows this already, but I want you guys to understand something. This is what I'm doing right now is the biggest challenge ever, ever, ever for me. You guys, like when you hear me say, when if a person like Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, if they hear me speak, we're going to be in contact. Now, you probably hear me speak like that. You're like, hey, who is he? It doesn't matter what you guys believe. I'm just telling you what is. Because soon as they hear me speak, they're going to know that I know. As soon as you hear me say, oh, he said what? Capitalism is psychological. Who is he? Billions don't know capitalism is psychological. Billions. Okay. This is not me bragging. This is not, I'm here on the mic because if I thought, put it this way, if I thought, if I let my ego take over my gift, because this is a gift, okay, and I will always treat it as such, as a gift. It's not mine. It was given to me. It was passed. I don't know how it was, but it's for surely a gift. That is clear. I can just turn around, look at the whole capitalism. Oh yeah, this is for sure a gift, guaranteed a gift. By recognizing that it's a gift that allows me to never take advantage of, because listen, understanding this, you debt slaves, you guys don't have a chance in the finance game at all. None, zero. And you guys don't know there. I discovered this too. So there's people that know way more than me. I'm just telling you something. All right. Debt slaves, you guys don't, you don't have a chance at all. You guys it's like coming to a gunfight with no bullets in your gun and telling your opponent you are at the gunfight with no bullets in your gun and showing them to make sure the other person knows. People still ripping up and down the road in my area. Glad I got a my Honda Civic Hybrid. Oh yeah. I mean, if you put it this way, you guys, if you could be down here in South Carolina in Myrtle Beach with this Harley Davidson group, you would swear that gas prices are not high. Look with the economy doing what it's doing. Everybody seems to have money. Look at them. They're all here. Wow. Everybody, thousands of them. That doesn't mean anything, you guys. That doesn't mean anything. I tell you what, if they said like this, if nobody could come down, if you're making motorcycle payments, you can't partake. You can't be in this event. What do you think it would look like? Very few bikes would be here. But if you're going through it, like you actually, and the majority of you guys don't really talk about amongst each other, debt slaves. When you guys are doing financially bad, you guys don't really talk about that kind of stuff amongst yourself. You guys pretend like it's not happening. Uh, because you're looking at your friends and it look like the economy is not affecting them. They look like they're doing good. They're going on vacations. You see them in their fancy cars with their kids, and each one of them have iPads and Beat headphones and Gucci shoes. So you think the economy is not affecting them. That's a trick. Those people are just digging themselves deeper in debt, refusing to see what the economy is doing to them until one day they can't. And then they'll tell you, hey, we just decided to move to a better area. We got our equity and this. No, they didn't. They're going to tell you that. Don't fall when you come and see stuff like that and you start thinking like that in your mind. Don't. That's part of the program. Don't do that. Don't let yourself do that. Don't make yourself believe like everybody else is doing better than you. Because look, they still got new cars. The majority of people that you see that get new cars every 2 or 3 years or 4 years or whatever, they have to. They're stuck. They're stuck in the car loop. They have to buy. They're in debt, right? They would have to buy their way out of that loop. And since they don't have any money, guess what they do? They keep refinancing, taking the equity, the equity from the previous loan, wrapping it up in the new loan, keep digging themselves deeper and deeper. But to the outside, to you guys, it looks like, wow, they got money. They get a brand new car every 3 years. No, they don't. They have to. They have no choice. They're trapped in the car loan loop. They can't get out. They're not going to tell you that though. Herbert says, that's bizarre to me. I'm not sitting to charge up a car. There is no way I'm sitting. There is no way. Because you got to remember, these guys, like, it counts on where you live. You could possibly be waiting in a line to get to the charging station to charge. So that's like almost 2 hours of wasted time because you're making electric car payments. Electric car payments. Well, you can work online from your Tesla. I mean, that's what I would do. See, I mean, yeah, that's true. That is true. He said, you must live on the beach if you know. I live close to it. Let's put it that way. I live close. I live close. Absolutely love it here. Absolutely love it here. But there are so many bikes online for sale right now. Most real cheap. Some are as much as a car. I can tell people are dumping them to recover that loss. You know, there you gotta remember, like say like you are looking for a bike. Say like that. And this is how psychological capitalism work. Okay. This is what all you have to do is pay attention to what's happening to the debt slaves. Okay. So say like you go to the bike event and you saw some bikes and say like you're a person who's debt free and got money. Okay. And you want a good deal on a bike. This is all you got to do. Wait till August to where if President Biden doesn't push the student loan debt payment, I feel he's going to move it all the way to the end of the year. I don't see what's going to change in August. I don't really see nothing happening right now except bad things, but financially. But wait till August, and when the student loan payments are due, guess what? A whole bunch of bikes are going to be going up for sale, very cheap. But you got to also remember the majority of the people that finance those bikes, they're not going to. You probably have to wait till they get repo because they're going to be so far upside down in those motorcycles. In order to buy the bike from them, you have to pay off the loan because the bank is going to own the motorcycle loan. And knowing how fast the value of motorcycles drop, but the person selling that bike is probably going to be upside down in the bike, and it's probably have to be repossessed. Okay, but so I guess you wait for the repo because banks are going to get back a whole bunch of motorcycles. Okay. They don't want more. They don't care if it's a Harley Davidson or Bugatti. They don't care about that shit. It's a depreciating object, and they're going to sell it as such. off their books. They just want it off the books. But okay. Shout out to Leroy for the $4.99 super sticker. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. They called it Finance Weekend. 90% of cars or bikes are not paid off, but have all the bells and whistles. Oh, yeah, it's bananas. Yeah, let me throw that up there. I always forget. That, Millwood. Sorry about that. I do get so wrapped up. There's my Cash App. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I love it here, man. I moved from Seattle, Washington, man, and I love it here in South Carolina. Sunny, damn near every day, warm. Summer starts in like March. It's just, man, love it. Absolutely love it here. Absolutely. Let's see. Those are broke doctors, lawyers, accountants, and finance bikes. I met a few when I was there when they were in Daytona. Okay, I accidentally pulled down. Oh yeah, you can see that some of these guys. Now, don't get me wrong. I like when the event is here. When the event is here, I love it because these bikes, man, they be some nice bikes, man. I ain't gonna lie, nice bikes. Shout out to Dr. Dunbar. Hello, sir. Good morning. LJ tuned into the SMD Gospel this Sunday morning. I replied to your email. Okay. Yeah, I wrote you back. I think so, unless you recently just wrote me. Wrote you back the days. Appreciate you stopping by, sir. Ulysses says a bunch of finance custom cars was at Rick Ross car show this weekend, I bet. Oh, yeah. And, listen, that's part of the program, people. All right. It is. There's nothing wrong with it. Once you understand, it's like this. Okay. This is the best way I can explain it. This is understanding that capitalism psychological is truly a gift. Okay. It's a gift. Not only is it a gift, it's a gift that I can prove mathematically. I can mathematically prove it to be true. So you know what I do? This is what I do. Sometimes I'll go on like YouTube or Google and I will Google psychological capitalism because I know what it is. Or I will I'll type in the search bar of YouTube to see if anybody on YouTube understands what it really is. No, I haven't found one video on it. None, zero. They're explaining psychological capitalism. And what I mean by explaining psychological capitalism, I mean truly understanding, mathematically speaking, that the stock market doesn't exist, no currency, not gold, silver, diamonds, paper money. None of that exists for debt slaves. None of it. It doesn't matter if they're holding it. Doesn't matter if they're hiding it. It doesn't matter. They don't know, debt slaves, and you guys don't really understand it. The reason why you don't know currency doesn't exist for you, because you are the currency. It's you. The house is worth nothing without a mortgage. Mortgages by people, not houses. You understand? If you're not in it, it's a worthless house. It's just sitting there. But as long as they get you in it, that's when it's worth money. Car manufacturers could not exist without you. Apple couldn't exist without you. Amazon couldn't. None of them could exist without you. You are the currency. It's you. That's why you don't know currency doesn't exist for you. And you're probably thinking to yourself, again, I know, I get it too. I get it. You're probably thinking, what does that mean that I'm the currency? What's that mean? Now I'm going to show you. Okay. Now this is the easiest example I can show you. Okay. I want you to, think about your student loan balance. Okay. How much you think you owe? It doesn't matter. You can guess. All right. Just, it's a big number, right? Say like you have $600 cash to buy a brand new PlayStation. Okay. And then you go and buy that PlayStation with the $600 in cash money. Okay. But if you open up the calculator, put in 600 minus your student loan balance and then hit equal, you will clearly see that's a large negative number. Clearly see it. How many PlayStations can you buy with that number that you see on your calculator? How many PlayStations can you buy? You can't buy no PlayStations at all. That's what the calculator says. The calculator says You don't have any money to buy anything, let alone a PlayStation. But since you decided to defy the laws of mathematics and buy a PlayStation with $600 in cash that you thought was in your hand, that makes you the currency because you go against the laws of mathematics. You say, I don't care what the laws of mathematics say. I'm still going to buy a PlayStation. That makes you the currency. Do you understand? That's what that means. If you've been in a house for 15 years and all 15 years you've been making payments, you are the equity in that house. The equity is you. You making monthly payments on a house for 15 years, calling yourself a homeowner the entire 15 years. You've been calling yourself a homeowner. Listen, calling yourself a homeowner while making payments to the real homeowner. That makes you the equity, the currency, the appreciation, everything. You. What you say, Randy Woman? Imagine your electricity bill if you charge your car at home. It probably, you know what? It's okay. So put it this way: if you're debt free with a paid off house and a Tesla you paid in cash, the electric bill wouldn't matter to you. I mean, if you think about it, you have no mortgage payment, you have no car payments, you're debt free with a paid off house, and when you got a paid off Tesla with an installed Tesla fast charge or whatever that thing is called, you're not going to care about the electric bill. I promise you, it won't even matter. And you probably even with that electric bill, you will hire somebody to figure out how you can incorporate that cost into some business or everything legally. You'll find it. You'll say, okay, what can I do to reduce? You probably won't even care about the electric bill because that'll be just too much of a waste of a time anyway. But if it was really that significant to say, oh, okay, I don't really like that cost. Okay, you'll figure out something, right? You guys got to understand all these Teslas you guys see on the road, 99% of those Teslas are financed. Don't don't be jealous of that. When you see people like that rolling through the screen and they got this look on their face like, oh, boo-hoo, you guys, look at gas prices, too bad for you. You got to look back at them and say, you're making payments. It don't matter. I don't even look at them. Can you imagine all the gas car owners, how they're looking at Teslas right now? Probably jealous of them. Oh, look at them. They don't have to pay this $6 a gallon. Yes, they do. They're paying with time. That actually, with gas people with gas, they don't realize that the electric car owners, they're paying with a currency that's more valued than what you guys are using. Let's just say that the time at the pump, 5 to 10 minutes at the pump, it counts on the size of your vehicle, if that, and it counts on what time to an hour at the charging station. They're the losers. They're losing. They have an hour of their time that they can't do anything. But luckily, but you got to remember, luckily, we're in the age that they don't have to unplug from the matrix because they got their phones. So guess what they're doing in their cars? They're on their phones. So to them, it doesn't feel like they're wasting. They don't feel like they're wasting an hour of their lives because they're on the phone. You think they're going to be imagine this. I bet you they would wake up if they said, and if you're a Tesla owner and you're listening to this, I want you to really pay attention to when you go to a charging station, the next time you go to a charging station and charge up, I want you to click on your stopwatch, especially if you live in a high electric car area where you have to wait. Soon as you pull up to start waiting, start clicking your time watch. Okay. And then when you're in your car, I don't want you to touch your phone. I don't want you to look at your screen. I don't want you to play anything on the Tesla screen. I just want you to sit there. with the and looking at, and I want you to make sure when you run that stopwatch on your phone, I want you to make sure it's the only thing on the screen. I just want you to watch it. And as soon as you're done charging and about to drive off, I want you to click that. Stop it. And then I want you to look at that time. Look how much time you wasted that you couldn't do nothing. Trapped. Because you're making payments on an electric car. Trapped. At the same time, you must understand, it must be this way. It's nothing. Hey, listen, there's nothing wrong with Teslas. There's nothing wrong with electric cars. I don't really care about the way. I'm just saying I'm not doing it. You're not going to catch me making payments on a Tesla, sitting at a charging station for an hour. You ain't catching me doing that. You're not. Now, if you're traveling, okay, I'm just talking local, okay? If you're traveling to somewhere else across the country, of course you're gonna have to do that, okay? That's not a choice. But I'm talking about just locally. If you're just, this is where your area and this is where I live, my supercharging station will be at my house. Charging when I'm doing lives or sleeping or something that I choose to do. And you guys got to pay for the privilege. So you got to pay for the privilege to waste your time sitting at a charger station for an hour. A friend of mine uses the term the commerce show. The commerce show. Okay. The bank is the homeowner, sure is. Hmm. We say Jaws, yeah, it's what's up, Andre? What's going on? What's up, Sal's? Yeah, it's unheard of that many pay cash for Teslas. I've heard a few saving for 2 or 3 years to buy one. You know what's so crazy? Like when you guys go and look at the because I'm sure they're probably running rampant. I don't really look at it no more. But if you look at the video, I guarantee you the videos for electric cars of how much they're saving right now is probably shot through the roof. Okay. 1 second. All you got to do in the comments, always say, are you financing that? How'd you know? You say, how did you buy the electric car? If they financed it, everything that they're showing you, let me make sure you guys understand this, because these videos, they're very well done. These guys look like they're professionals, that they're pretty good at the videos. Remember, every statistic they are showing you only applies to people who pay cash for Teslas. Okay? Their videos are the majority of their videos of how much they're saving and blah 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 are correct, okay? But I want you to understand something. Those the what they're showing you only applies to people who pay cash for electric cars, not for people who finance them, because you got to remember, the reason why they financed the car is because they didn't have the money to buy the car. And if they didn't have the money to buy the car, they can't save money on a car that they didn't have the money to buy. You can't do that. The reason, if they knew that, they wouldn't make the videos that they do. But you can see, you can go on YouTube, there's thousands of videos, thousands of telling you how much they're saving in gas money on a financed electric car. No, you're not. They don't, but they don't know that. They don't know that. Exactly. Sitting ducks. Wait till they start building up. Starbucks, I know Starbucks got to be all over that. Apple, ooh, Apple. Apple executives. Hey, Apple executive, start making Apple mini stores. You guys got to do like Walmart, right? Walmart got its mega stores and then they got their neighborhood stores. Apple, start making Apple mini stores and setting them up at Tesla stations. Oh man. Man. But then again, Tesla's coming out with their own phone. So I doubt if they do that. They're probably not going to do that because Tesla's coming out with their own phone. But Tesla ain't in competition with Starbucks. I want gas to hit 619 for the Rey Mysterio memes. I never heard of that. They're plugged in while making car payments. All bad. I know, right? And they're paying for the privilege, paying for it. That electricity ain't free. It ain't free. Now they're stealing the copper from the stations. What? From gas stations? Because I know they're cutting out people's Cadillac converters right now to get some material stuff inside of them. Or QC, give me a Toyota. Toyotas, man. I ain't gonna lie, Toyotas. I had a 1980 Toyota Celica. Man, that bad boy ran. Oh man, that car ran. As long as you take care of it, change the oil. Oh man, that baby ran. Good. You know Elon's master plans to sell battery pack upgrades in the future with extended range. Oh yeah, it will it will good for investors. Also, the Tesla robot will be used to take care of many elderly. Wow. And you know what? When I look at a guy like Elon Tesla, I mean Elon Musk. When I look at a guy like Elon Tesla, Elon Musk, a lot of people can't really see him because you guys are so focused on how much money his business is worth or what, you guys are just focused. You guys don't really see him. That's why I'm telling you, that's why when people like that hear me or see me, they're going to know that I know, and they're going to know that their money doesn't impress me. What impresses me is what he's doing. I mean, you guys, he's got satellites in there providing internet for the world. What do you think is next? His phones, his phones are going to be able to hook up to that, and guess what? You're going to be able to call all over the world with no restrictions. What do you think the local cell phone providers? They're going to be worried. I would be very worried because you can pick up a phone and you probably won't even need a phone number no more. Who knows how he sets that up? You better believe that because you can clearly see Elon is the type that says, "Hey, I'm here to change. I know how it's been done, but it's time for a change," right? That's how he did the electric cars. You think electric cars, you think other manufacturers would have brought out electric cars as fast as they are if Elon didn't start the process? Elon started that process. It's called evolution. Now he's going to Mars, man. Why? Listen, this is how I look. Okay, this is the only. I know it's kind of weird, probably to most of you guys, but it doesn't matter. I look at it this way: you guys are complaining about gas prices while he's trying to go to Mars. I'm paying attention to him. Whoa, these gas prices! I'm worried about this student loan debt repayment coming up while he's going to Mars. Do you see the difference? He said, I just had a professor who was bragging about only spending 14 extra dollars on his light bill for financing his Tesla. Oh my goodness. And what's so crazy? A professor. Listen, this was I want you guys to understand psychological capitalism. So you guys understand it doesn't matter if you're a professor, if you go to college, if you went to a prestige college and you got a particular type of degree and a career. If you're in debt, you're just a high-paid debt slave with a college degree that went to Stanford. That's it. There's nothing more than that. Here is a professor really believing that he just pays 14 extra dollars for his electricity bill when he went and financed the fucking $60,000 Tesla. You think you only paying 14 extra dollars? How much was the Tesla? Oh, 50,000. Then what are you talking about? That's a little more than $14. Oh, the charging holy moly. Oh, wow. I didn't know it had it in the charging station. What are they doing? Ripping down the stand and something? Oh my God, man. See, now here's another thing. I want you guys to really understand something, okay? When you understand capitalism is psychological, again, I look at it very different. So this is how I'm looking at it now. Okay. If gas prices reach $6 a gallon, that's going to be a problem for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, the wealthy, it doesn't matter. $6 gas prices would be a problem because remember, none of this works without debt slaves. You guys are the engine of psychological capitalism. You guys are the engine, okay? You guys. Now, if gas gets up to 6, crime's gonna go up. You guys already see it happening now. People cutting off Cadillac converters to get minerals inside. Now it's still in copper out of, it's just it's gonna get worse because you gotta remember, debt slaves you guys have to work. So that means you have to get there somehow. So when things get tight, you guys don't really understand what debt does to you guys psychologically. You don't. It'll make it makes people that do not normally do things make them do things. Start looking over financial law, start skipping on taxes. That's what happens. That's what debt makes you do if you don't catch it. Doesn't Tesla work with certain companies like Starbucks because people have to wait to charge up? I know Tesla has a trip planner to show you where you need to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just speaking out loud. They might already have that right now. I don't know, honestly. But it seemed like it would be like a smart business move. Smart, very smart business move. This is exactly why I have a camera outside facing my cars. People are doing. Oh, yeah. That's crazy, man. And those Cadillac converters are not cheap at all. Wait till they have to replace the battery packs, 10,000 plus. Yeah. I mean, look at Elon, okay? In order to get self-driving mode, this is absolutely amazing, okay? In order to get self-driving mode, you have to pay that's a $10,000 upgrade. You buy it, they just push a button to turn it on in your car. That is just, man. Mm. What you guys don't know is this. This is okay, Death Slave. Listen, now this is just my opinion, okay, through experience, okay. Since you guys have no money, you really have no choice but to finance phones, okay. What you guys don't know is that the company that you finance the phone from, they pay to have their own image on that phone. So if it's Verizon or if it's T-Mobile, so they get to dictate the features that are available to that phone. For that phone. So the features, in order for them to activate features of that phone, they have to already be on the phone. Okay, they already have to be there. They're just off for you until you pay to get them turned on. So you guys don't know that because you guys don't have the money to buy a unbranded phone. Meaning, like when it boots up, there is no T-Mobile that starts up, AT&T or Verizon. There's no boot up. It just boots up and says, "Hey, I'm a phone, Android here." Here's the model, period. Because when you buy your phones unlocked, factory unlocked, all the features are available because you bought the phone that way. Probably half the stuff you guys pay for on your phones, it's probably free. You just don't know it's free. But that's called business. What's up, Malika? Tesla is really a energy company, not a car company. When your house runs only electricity, what happens when they turn off the power? Oh, so crazy. Would people really think that? But Tesla is a data collecting company. You guys don't really understand that. They're a data collecting company. You guys don't even know how much the data is worth that they collect. You guys don't even get it. You guys don't even phone companies already know it. Okay, you better believe phone companies already know how much data collection is worth. Can you imagine Tesla's data collection? Oh man. Wow. Bananas. Just collecting all that data. Because you buy a Tesla, you have to stay plugged in. Now, when you live your life right, I live my life right. So I don't really, if I buy a Tesla, I understand that that's going to happen. Okay. But I live my life right. So I don't really care. Okay. That's just the way I live. I don't care. Right. But I'm sure by buying that car, there's some kind of agreement in there that I have to agree. If I agree to buy this car and agree to accept the updates, that what you have to do, no different than a phone, it's the same thing, but just in a car, you have to agree. You have to. They're a data collecting company. Believe that. You guys don't even know how much that data is worth. That's some valuable, endless money. Just imagine collecting everything a person does in a Tesla, where they go, what they how they use it. Are they doing this? What are they doing? Because you guys tell them how to improve it, which is not, it's nothing wrong with that. Okay. I don't want you guys thinking that something's wrong with you guys tell the users tell how to improve on the product. Okay, you guys do, and there's nothing wrong with that's how it works, right? But to be able to charge $10,000 from a push of a button to turn, okay, your self-driving mode is activated, $10,000. And I still don't know if that's for the person or is it for the car. Like when the person buys the self-driving mode of the Tesla, is that attached to the person buying it? Or is it once it's turned on in the cars in the car forever? Or when the person sells the car, is it removed? I don't know. Elon on some interplanetary federal stuff. He's like Steve Jobs was, ideas over profit. Exactly. Oh yeah, he's ideas for sure. For sure. We say people want the platinum out of the Cadillac converters. The platinum changes the exhaust gases to elements less. Oh, okay, got it. Honestly, to me, Linnell, the coworker stories be funny. My coworker financed a 2022 SUV because he had a third child. She thought she needed it. Now complaining of gas prices and her payments. She wants a raise now. She was instead of get rid of the truck, she wants a raise. Mm. Malik says, to be more specific, I'm in school to be an electrician. Cool. Most definitely a very smart career choice for sure. Very smart. Everything's going electric. It is. That's just evolution. That's going to happen. Electric vehicles, gas vehicles. Probably not my lifetime. It'll be gas vehicles throughout my lifetime, but soon there will be electricity. There'll be the majority will be electric. And it's like, and what people don't really understand is that when that happens, the the governments are just going to switch the taxes over to electric vehicles. You're not going to be, it's just that's how it works. But if you were not in debt and you paid cash for electric cars, say like you paid cash for your electric car, right? And then all of a sudden the local government raises taxes on electric cars to something because of something, right? You're not going to really care because you're not making car payments. It just is what it is. And you got to remember, when you're in debt, you can't save money on taxes, but when you're not in debt, you can. So when you see them add a tax to electric car or whatever, it really doesn't matter because if you're debt free, you know how to offset that legally. Yeah, they're still in the charging. Oh yeah, wow. Bananas. I can't stand thieves, man. I really can't. I really, thieves just bug me. Just, man. And this people don't really like thieves nowadays, though. They don't really understand, especially the young thieves. Okay. When you're young in your 20s and you're a teenager and you're stealing, you don't you don't know what you're starting in your young life. You don't even know what you're doing for some green, worthless pieces of paper. You don't even know because you're young. You don't know. You think you're going to get away with it. Well, but the more, what you don't understand when you're young, the more you get away with it, the more confident you get. until one day you get caught. And then at that moment, your entire course of your life changes because now you're a criminal starting in your early 20s. Now you're stamped. Okay. Say like you got caught trying to steal somebody's Cadillac converter, which I'm sure is a felony because of the value of a Cadillac converter. You get caught with that, and you get caught with several of them in your trunk or whatever as you're driving through, and you guys get caught. That's a felony. Now you're stamped as a felon starting in your early 20s. Hell, some are starting at 18, 17. You don't realize that you are brand new to earth. You got, of course, you don't look at it that way, but it is. You are brand new to earth. And guess how you just started out with? As a felon. Now, when you're young, you don't think it's a big deal. Hey, I didn't really get that much jail time. I just got probation. You don't really understand it. It doesn't matter all that other stuff. You're a felon. Oh, I'm gonna plead this because I won't get no jail time if I plead to this theft, and they'll just let me out. Yeah, but you're stamped now. You're stamped. So now, when you get to your 30s and your 40s, on your way to your 30s or 40s, you're gonna find that life is gonna be very different for you now, for something that you did in your early 20s. And when you start maturing in your 30s and you go try to get a job and you can't, you're going to be very upset because you're going to be mad at yourself for what you did in your early 20s. And then when you get in your 40s, because in this life, like right now, there's videos everywhere. And then once you record it stealing or whatever, it uploads to the internet. So say like you're a person that has been stealing Cadillac converters, just stealing people's shit, but you've never gotten caught, but you're on many videos doing it. Okay. One day you might wake up and change and be like, you know what? I want to be a politician, or I want to be a CEO of something, something, or be somebody that's recognized. Then people are going to start looking into your background. The more famous you get, people are going to start looking into your background. The first thing they're going to do is start looking for videos. And if they come across a video of something that you did in your 20s and they find out it's you, that's it. You're done. You don't even have to get caught. But when you live your life right through your life, not steal from people, not breaking laws, not committing crimes, not you live your life right, and then you become famous or popular. It doesn't matter what the people look into because there's nothing to find. They'll start making up shit. It doesn't matter because they got to prove. You don't have to prove the truth. They have to prove lies. Only lies have to be proven, not truths. So if you come up and somebody starts accusing you of something, hey, okay, well, all you gotta do is prove it. And if you know for a fact you've been living your life right, you ain't got nothing to worry about, nothing. But these young kids, man, you guys don't even get it. If you're a young person, this is what I want you to do. This is what I want you to do. A young person that might be listening to this video right now, and you're a thief, okay? And you've been getting away with it. This is what I want you to do. I want you to look up the law where you live. Because if you get caught, what's going to happen to you? Take the time. Hey, man, just go look it up. Just say, hey, what happens if you get caught with something that costs over $1,000, Cadillac, whatever the detail of the crime is, and then see how much time in your life you could possibly lose for that crime. And then I want you to look up how much. Well, not look up. You probably already know how much money do you get for these Cadillac converters, because you're definitely not getting what it's really worth because you're a thief. So you're gonna take what you can get, and say like it's you get $300 for a Cadillac converter, okay? And they give you three $100 bills. Now I want you to Google how much they use to how much does it cost to print $100 bills? Go look it up. The government's website, it says it right there how much it's like 14, 16, 17 cents, somewhere around there. Okay. And you got three of them, each of them worth, let's say they were printed for 15, 16, 17 cents. Each of them, let's say 16 cents, because they change all the time. 16 cents each. 16 times 3. You're risking the time in your life for something that's worth, actually, for something that's worth under $1. You're going to get 3 pieces of paper that were printed for well under $1. And you're going to risk the time of your life for it. That's how you know you're a debt slave. Debt slaves, so you guys, for the young people that are out there stealing, debt slaves are the only people that will risk the time in their life for worthless pieces of paper. That's debt slaves. Risking something that's worth more valuable than money, time. So if you get put in, I don't care if it's 30 days. That's 30 days. Listen, 30 days of your life that you have no control over it. None, zero. You can't do what you want. You can't eat what you want. You can't be a peaceful for 30 whole days because of yourself. And once you're out, guess what? Those 30 days are gone forever. You're never getting those 30 days back. Never. Diesel fuel production is down as well. I see all of this as artificially created. Also, all of the food factories have burned down recently. Interesting. Food factories burning down. People in all over the country have complained about charging stations being out of service. Wow. They probably financing the upgrade. They're probably financing the upgrade with taxes. Oh yeah, you guys, debt slaves, you guys pay for everything. I want to make sure you guys understand that. You guys pay for everything. You guys don't know the value of time because you don't own yours. You don't own your time. How do you own your time? Log into your online credit report. See all those businesses listed on your credit report? See all those guys? Okay. Capital One, Wells Fargo, car finance companies, boat companies. Until you pay them back all their money, they own you. They own your time. They own it. I see many classmates of mine complaining about filling up. I have my Nissan Sentra paid off, and I pay $46 per week in gas. If their cars were paid off, then $80 for fill up would be nothing. It wouldn't be nothing. Wouldn't be nothing. Tesla supercharging stations is a $5K upgrade. It ain't nothing when you pay if you can buy. Listen, I want people to understand something. If you can afford to buy a Tesla in cash, a $5,000 upgrade is nothing. Okay, that's nothing. Because that $5,000, you know how much time that $5,000 is going to save me in my life from not sitting at a charging station? First of all, waiting in line with all the other people making Tesla payments. And then I'm waiting line. Because sometimes, I'll hear some of these charging stations, hey, you got to have charging station etiquette. You can't park next to within a person that's already in a charging station because it slows down the charge. What? Hold up. I got to be there and I got to sit there and I got to pay and then I got to follow all these unwritten rules. Oh, hell no. No. That's like living in a house with a HOA. No, you gonna own something, but there's a committee to tell you what you can and cannot do with your house. Are you crazy? There is no way in hell I would ever sign up for that, ever. Hey, you can't park your car there. Your garbage can got to be. Oh, hell no. Hold up. I thought all Teslas was Autobots 10,000 upgrade. No, you got to upgrade. Self-driving is an upgrade feature. It's sad how they're financing phones. They can get a mid to higher tier phone unlocked or factory unlocked, used as long as there's some years left on the security patch. Yeah. But you got to remember, you guys, the majority, and debt slaves don't know this because they can't, right? Because they finance phones. When they finance phones, they are locked into the phone image that's created from the company that they finance for. So the company dictates what features are available on that phone. And debt slaves don't have no choice because they're financing the phone. And this is what they're really wonderful about. You got to really understand this. The majority of phones are financed. So I guarantee you it's like 97% of cell phones are financed, okay? so that means, so say like, so that means there's a small percentage of phones that are completely unlocked. Okay, from the factory, nothing to do with phone companies at all. Okay, so even when unlocked phone, or when finance phones are finally paid off and then they're traded and then they're sold on the open market, you got to remember the image is still the image from the finance phone, wherever the finance phone, what company the finance phone was from, that image is still on that phone. So if you buy it in cash, say like you bought a phone in cash and your phone boots up to Verizon, right? That means that phone has the Verizon image on it, regardless if it's yours or not. You can use it on any, because you can buy or you can buy a carrier unlocked phone. So say like the phone's for Verizon and you paid it off, you could say, hey, unlock my phone. I don't want my phone to only be used on Verizon network. And then they have to unlock it because it's your phone. But you got to remember that image is still on that phone. It's still a Verizon phone, period. And so the fee, so say like you go to another company, because this was what happened to me on my, and the only reason why I know it, because it happened to me. The 3G, stuff, the thing got turned off, and then also my phone didn't work, and I had a Note 8, but it was a Verizon Note 8. Okay. And so I knew this 3G cutoff was coming, and I knew I had an older phone, so I was like, "Oh shit, let me check and see if my phone will still be working even with this cutoff." Right. And so I went to the site, figured it out. Okay, it says my model Note 8 should still work on even though 3G is shut off. I was like, "Cool, all right, cool." 3G comes, me and my girlfriend's phone gets shut off. I was like, "Okay, it's not just my phone, it's the phone, whatever." Right. And then I kept looking up online. It says, yeah, go into the settings and turn on Wi-Fi calling or whatever, right? And it says the Note 8 had, but every time I went into my settings, it wasn't there. I looked up the model number. It says, if you have this model number, you have Wi-Fi calling. But when I looked in there, it doesn't. What I found out was the reason why I couldn't see it, because it was off because of the Verizon image that was on my phone. It wasn't a factory unlocked phone. If my Note 8 had been factory unlocked, it would have worked on the new network. From that point on, I started looking for factory unlocked model numbers of phones. Those are the only phones I get now, factory unlocked phones. Can you imagine? Oh man, these gas prices are high. They got with a finance, they're making car payments and cell phone payments talking about gas is high. I just don't like Tesla vehicles at all. Why do they look cheap? That is, you know what? I'm agree with you, Sal's. They do look like kind of like that, don't they? I just I mean, you got to remember this is even though Tesla's been out for what 10 years, they're still young. So I guarantee you, like Elon, he just looks like he takes good pride in his work. So these are the early stages. I think it's going to get nothing but better. These early model Teslas, they're going to look old, right? When he comes out with his newer models, you just know it's going to happen. The data will fuel the metaverse and AI. Sure will. You ain't lying about that, Robert. They're going to take the data, because this is what debt slaves don't know, because when you guys get immersed into the virtualization world, which you guys will be, it's only a matter of time. You guys don't realize that you still have to live and eat, because there's the real world. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of metaverses, no different than apps. Okay. Pretend like this. Pretend each app you use is a different metaverse. So say like you open up the Facebook app, that's a metaverse, or you know what I mean by virtual verses, whatever. We don't call them all metaverses, even though we know Facebook is. That's a metaverse. Then you go into Instagram. That's a different metaverse. Then you go into a TikTok. Those are different virtual environments. Different. That's how it's going to be. But you guys are going to be so immersed in that, you're going to forget about the real world where you have to be. You got to eat, live. You got to have a house over your head to even go into a virtual world. They will be making so much money on you guys inside those virtual worlds, and then they're going to pass it out in the real world. The only way I'm buying one is if I have a charging station at home. I'm definitely curious about the maintenance on this stuff. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the only way I'd buy it. I have to have a charging station at home. I'm not waiting in no line. I cannot stand waiting in lines anywhere to eat, to go out. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. Nope. Tesla self-driving used to be tagged to a car, but now it may be tagged to the person. Also, if you checked Rich Rebuild channel, Tesla customer support, it is absolutely horrible. Yeah, I watched Rich Rebuilds. He's a man. That guy's passionate about his stuff. A guy spent 6 months trying to get a refund from Tesla for the charging station subscription. Now remember, you guys, there are always going to be a few complaints. Okay, nobody's going to be completely satisfied with whatever you sell. So please understand that there are going to be exceptions. Just people complain. Okay, it really does. Okay, they really do. A lot of auto manufacturers are going electric because of the pressure by the government. Many have an agenda to have EVs by 2035. Nissan plans to have 50% of their fleet to be EV. And like I said, debt slaves don't like change. So this is forcing you to change. So when you guys see gas prices, you guys will naturally start going over to electric cars, financing them, because you don't have no money to buy a gas car or electric car. So you're going to finance electric cars. Ask Mark Wahlberg. What he did in his early 20s still haunts him today. You see what I'm saying? I like, it really, I want the young people to understand something, okay? You can believe me or not, it's totally up to you. But there's always, I don't even want to call it a voice. This is what I call it. So say, like, I want you to say the word car in your mind, right? Don't say it verbally, just say it in your mind, right? Now I want you to prove to me that you said it in your mind. Prove it. So since you can't prove it to me, and I called you a liar and said you didn't really say car in your mind, you can't really prove, but you said car in your mind. You know you did it, right? It's the voice in your mind really kind of sounds like that, and it's like it kind of you shouldn't do that, man. If you get caught, you probably go to jail. If you got caught, what would your family think if you got caught doing that? What would they think? Because when you're young, the only person you think about is yourself. You don't really, you don't, if you're not thinking about yourself, you're most definitely not thinking about the people that are connected to you by doing something bad, and it just connects, right? You don't really think about that because you're so focused on the money. Worthless green pieces of paper. You don't really understand how it affects those outside of you. There's a voice in there that kind of tells you that, because I think it would be unfair to be born, right? You basically an empty hard drive, and you don't know what's true, what's not true, what's the right way, the wrong way. You don't really know. But there's always an internal voice. And I'm just saying voice. That's because that's the best way I can describe it. That's kind of tell you, but it's up to you to listen to it, because everybody says it, right? Something told me not to do that. Everybody says it. Oh man, something told me not to do that. You know what I did? I did it anyway. Everybody says that. Nobody stops to say, why didn't you listen to that? How many times has that voice told you not to do something? People do say it all the time. Man, I was going down there, man. Something said, stop, turn around, don't go. But you know what they do? Go ahead, especially if money is attached to it. They go ahead and go. Then all of a sudden you're thinking in your mind, damn, I knew it. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. When I was young, I always listened to that. I did. I couldn't explain it, couldn't tell nobody. I just was like, okay, I'm not. One day, if it could be, let's say when I was younger, I put myself in some bad situations without really understanding what I was doing. Let's just put it that way. But even when I was doing things I shouldn't be doing, someone was always there saying, hey, you know, this is bad. This ain't you. I swear, this ain't you. You need to stop doing it. I don't know why you're pretending. You're not this, whatever, right? But when it's like, okay, it would say, okay, it's time to stop this and it's time to stop it now. I would always listen to it because it would, to me, it would say it to me in a certain way. And it would make my life very difficult around it for some reason. Everything that was associated with what I needed to stop doing would start to become very difficult, which was a sign to say it's time to stop or change or do something. And I've always listened to it. I believe everybody has it. And if that's inside of you, you need to start listening to it. People don't, because you can't see it or touch it, smell it, see what color it is. You can't tell nobody about it. They're going to think you're crazy and all this other stupid nonsense. Before they start, exactly. Destroying their lives before they start. And you don't, and to be fair, for the young people, you don't know that. You don't know what you're doing at a young age. You know, you're hanging with your friends and your homies, and you know why you guys think it's forever. And this is, you guys when you say stuff like that, you totally forget that one day you're gonna be dead. You guys really believe you're gonna be homies at age 50 if you live that long? Because when you're young and you look at an old person, let's say like you're in your 20s, and you see somebody in their 80s and you look at them and say, oh, look at that old motherfucker or something like that, right? You don't really understand what you're looking at. You're looking at a person that made it from the generation. You don't even know what your physical eyes are looking at. You're looking at a person that made it from their generation, because I guarantee you, everybody from their generation didn't make it to 80. You know that now when you're at your young age, your friends dying in their 20s. That's just, I'm just showing you something. When you get to be 80, you're going to realize what you're looking at. You guys don't know and to be fair, you guys don't know who to ask for the right information. If I was in my 20s, I wouldn't know to look for a person like me. I wouldn't know that. You're young, you're being bombarded with people, hey, finance cars and gases and credit cards and get your credit straight, and you have to do this, and you see millions of people doing it around you. You're young, you think, oh, I guess that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, that's what you got to go to college. You ain't shit if you don't go to college. Oh, I guess that's what I got to do. That's a program. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do none of that. Stay out of debt. Create a successful business by creating a successful product for people. Treat your customers like they paid you. Treat them with respect. Let them understand that, hey, thank you for spending your money with me. Thank you. They also having babies to digging themselves. Oh man, just most kind of like verse cast about 2000. Man, whoo-wee. What's up, Cosmic? Yeah, we talking about high gas prices when diesel is running out in the Northeast and mid. You know, when I see all this stuff, I don't know. I don't really watch the news. I just don't. I don't watch the news. Hello.
Hey, LJ, how are you doing?
How are you doing? How you pronounce your name?
Well, my real name is Steven, but the name on the thing, it says Luminoff. That's just based on when I used to be a video gamer. But you
Luminoff.
can call me
Okay.
Steven if you want.
Okay, Steven. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, glad you did another one. Yeah, so I didn't catch the whole stream. I hopped in like maybe an hour, 15 minutes in.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm definitely lucky to have discovered you. I think it was February 2022. I heard you on Ramil's channel, and it finally, a lot of stuff started clicking in my head. The student loans, at least, you know, I have a really low income, but thankfully I worked at an essential business, so we
Okay.
stayed open during the pandemic. And
Nice.
so since I was still getting a paycheck, I decided, well, I guess I might as well just continue making payments on the student loan. And looking back on it now, I'm definitely glad I did that. But at the time, I really didn't think it was a big deal because I was still an unconscious debt slave.
Mm, mm,
If I had been a conscious one, what I would have done, what I wish I had done, is when I got those stimulus checks, I would have just tossed those directly at
right.
the
Right.
student loans.
Right.
Then it'd be even
How old are
lower.
you? How old are you?
I'm 31.
Oh yeah, man. Good age.
Yeah.
Good age to understand. Good age to know this knowledge, man. I mean, when you start thinking, of course you start thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda when you wake up, right?
Yeah.
Totally forgetting that you were unconscious. That's why you didn't, right? But just override that with, thank God I'm a conscious slave now,
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be a conscious one. Start. It's a tiny shovel, but you just keep digging, digging, and
That's
digging.
all right, man. That's all right. You're 31. You got time on your side. Don't worry about the shovel. And you're going to naturally start to increase your shovel once you realize what it means to own yourself. I promise you that.
Yeah. So it's just slightly, the student loan amount is just slightly under $4,691
Oh, wow.
and 38
Congratulations. You're
cents.
right there. You're right there. Congratulations.
So, like I said before, it's smaller payments. So I might not get it all, even if I don't get it all paid off by, August 31st, it'll be a smaller amount that I can work with, when the interest kicks back in,
I'm thinking, when I think about it, I'm thinking he's going to push it again because I don't really, unless something happens between now and August, because they're not, debt slaves are not going to have the money to pay it come August. Okay. Nothing's really going to change.
Yeah.
So like it would have been bad if student loan payments would have kicked in plus gas prices went up. That would have been a very big problem, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see, you might get an extension to pay them off with interest free.
Yeah, they were saying something like that in the news, something about, well, we should wait until after the midterm elections and things like that. So
Right.
that is a possibility. So
because it sounds like they're going to use, if they're talking like that, it sounds like they're going to use the student loan debt. Because all they got to do is for a politician to say, hey, I'm gonna work on paying off student loan debt. Everybody will vote for him.
Right. Yeah.
People with student loan debt will vote for him at least.
Well, yeah. I think they don't realize. I don't. The president, whether it's Biden or anyone else, he doesn't really have the power to unilaterally cancel all student loan debt.
Correct.
Right?
They don't know that.
I think
they don't know. That.
I think Congress would have to pass a bill or something.
Correct. And they're not going to get rid of $1.7 trillion because I guarantee you this: I guarantee you that $1.7 trillion is not the addition that is happening probably at a ridiculous rate right now of student loan debt.
Yeah. Although I think they said like the people with like private loans or something like that, their payment pause ended like in 2020, so they're still making payments. So if you subtract those, I think the percentage of people that continued making payments might be even smaller than that.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's small because I mean that well, people don't really understand, especially in psychological capitalism. That's how they create debt slaves.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. That's how they create it. They can't, because they can't create them physically. They can create them psychologically.
Right. So the comment you made about the phones a little while ago. Yeah, I just my old phone broke. So thankfully I bought another phone for like maybe $200 some. It was a Galaxy S10. But unfortunately I was still unconscious after that. But I didn't know the difference between like factory unlocked versus carrier unlocked.
I just learned that recently. I didn't know it either.
Yeah, so the one I have right now, it's only carrier unlocked from Verizon.
Correct.
So it has features. I mean, I can get like the different the SIM card that I'm using, it doesn't always respond properly. So I have to have two access point names, like two APN codes.
Oh wow.
So I have to type in one where it gets the 4G LTE speeds.
Right.
But then in like the text message thread, I can't send, like it doesn't recognize multimedia messaging or something.
So you got a Verizon phone, but your carrier is AT&T or something, or T-Mobile?
Well, I have the SIM card I have is for Straight Talk. And
Right,
so,
but they usually ask you what when you order a Straight Talk SIM, they usually ask what network do you want to use that SIM on.
oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So you can, because when you order a Straight Talk SIM, you can order a Verizon SIM, a T-Mobile SIM, or a AT&T SIM.
Oh, okay. I
You know what
didn't
I'm
know
saying?
that.
Because
Yeah.
usually if you have a different carrier SIM in your Verizon phone and you boot it up, it'll say, "Hey, this is not a Verizon SIM."
Mm,
So
okay.
if your phone is not saying you have the wrong SIM in your phone, you probably have a Straight Talk Verizon SIM, but still, it's
Yeah.
you know, these
I guess
things act
it's,
funny when it's not factory unlocked.
yeah. Yeah. A lot of the, I guess yeah, if I had known the difference, that would have helped. But I don't know if anyone in the chat knows things about access point names. If they can figure out how I can reconfigure, that'd be helpful. But I have to switch between two of them just to like
Well,
figure out the.
I know you can add your access point name in there. So you go to Straight Talk and type in like APN or something like that. That's which is the access point number or name, whatever. And
Yeah.
then they will show you what it's supposed to look like. And then you can add that APN into your phone.
Okay. Yeah, I keep trying to do that with the website, but they're not giving me a response. I might have to switch SIM
Just
cards.
Google it. Just Google it. There will people. There are people out there. Just type in Straight Talk APN or whatever. Right. Somebody will
Yeah.
give you what's supposed to be in there, the settings, and then you just add that to your phone and make that APN the primary selection.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I'll definitely give that a try.
Mm-hmm. So
Okay.
is your student loan debt your last debt?
Yes, that is the last debt.
Okay.
I did not get a credit card when I was a teenager. My parents, they encouraged me to get, I just got a debit card instead.
Okay. Good.
So
I mean,
yeah,
credit card. Once you're debt free, credit card it has its use. It'll make things more convenient for you and more security.
yeah.
Like if you get a credit card, once you're debt free, I suggest you get a credit card. Just pay it off in full every month, so you don't get no
Right.
interest charge. And the reason why I say that is because it's more for convenience. You go rent a car. If somebody steals your credit card numbers at a pump or when you're shopping, they're not stealing money directly out of your account. They're stealing money from the credit card company, which you say, hey, that's fraud. They reimburse you in like 5-10 minutes. When I got my number stolen from my debit card, it was a whole hassle. I had to get a police report. I had to turn it in, get it stamped, and all this stuff. Credit card, I was just on the phone and off the phone in 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Once I get the debt paid off, yeah, I'm gonna look
Yeah.
into a lot of that stuff. So I guess the last thing I mentioned. So as far as, so you said once people become debt free, they'll figure out like what path they can take in order to, make more money, whether it's starting a business or getting a new profession. Because I was one of the unlucky ones. I didn't get a job that was in my what I graduated in.
Right.
That's partly, so the reason I'm like one of those people you said, I have a job that I don't like because I'm in debt,
Correct.
So
Well,
once
put
you
it
be,
this way.
yeah,
This way. You've never been debt free in your life, correct?
no, I haven't.
Okay. So when you pay that student loan debt off, which is your last debt, at that moment you're going to own yourself. Okay. Now this is something this is something that you're going to have to feel. Okay. I can only tell you about it. Okay. Because if you've never owned yourself, you don't know what that feels like. But once you do, everything changes at that moment, because you're going to realize when you get to zero, you are immediately different than millions of other people in the United States of America, millions. But you're going to know it and they're not going to know it.
Right.
Then you'll understand this is what LJ meant by psychological capitalism. This is what and then you'll see the true purpose of taxes, how they work. You'll see that their taxes are only bad for people who are in debt. When you own yourself, then you'll see the true purpose of tax. You're like, they're not bad at all. No, they're not.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll start to change. And once at that moment, you'll realize time is the most valuable thing on earth. Okay. Time. And then at that moment, your mind is going to start creating things that's going to say, what can I do to own the most of the time in my life? Then that creation starts. And I always say this to people. I believe everybody has something that they would love to be doing. If they could make money from it, it wouldn't even feel like work. Like, so whatever it is that you love to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys can clearly see I love doing this. I love it. It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like work to me.
Right.
That kind of stuff will start to happen to you.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
first you gotta feel what it feels like to own yourself first. You gotta feel
Mm-hmm.
that.
Right.
Because you don't know what it feels like yet. You're not at zero yet.
Right.
You're almost
So
there. You're $4,000 away.
yeah. I'll definitely make it. Yeah. We'll just
Yeah.
see how
Oh
long
yeah.
it takes.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, I know you. I can hear the way you're speaking.
yeah. So did you say something about maybe stay at your current job after for like another 6 months afterwards?
The reason why, yeah, I did say that. And the reason why I suggest that, if you can, okay, I'm not saying you should, because you already hate
Right.
you already don't like your job, okay?
Right.
But and that's gonna go tenfold once you own yourself. But for me, I enjoyed my job. Okay, I'm not gonna say it was a bad job, but I noticed
Mm-hmm.
when I was debt free how much of the time in my life I was giving away for free.
Mm-hmm.
I was working off hours. I know I was, when you get when I was in debt, I just thought that's what I was supposed to do, to be a team player, work for free. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're debt free, you're going to notice all these things, especially your time at your job. You're going to notice every minute that you give into this job for free if you're working off the clock. That's going to stop immediately.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're not going to really understand why you're doing that, because everybody does it. They think it's normal. It's not.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they don't make me work off the clock, but unfortunately, since I'm still trying to get out of the debt, I'm one of those people who, I mean, I don't beg per se for the
You
overtime,
sound
but
really
yeah, I
muffled,
do like.
brother. You sounded muffled.
I'm
There you
sorry.
go. Okay.
Does that sound better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Go ahead.
Okay. So yeah, I don't. They don't make me work off the clock, but I am one of those people. I do look forward to more overtime just so I can get the debt paid off as much as
Well, that's
possible.
different. That's different. Okay. Because you have a purpose. You're
Right.
working overtime to pay off the debt. But once the debt is paid off, you're going to stop working overtime.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That immediately is going to stop. Unless you say, you know what, I'm going to keep doing it until I stack my bread up to get it to wherever it's going to be. But if you hate your job, you're not going to do that, because you're not people who are debt free don't work at jobs they hate.
Right.
What makes you not like your job? Tell me that. If they don't make you work for free.
Well, okay. Perhaps I shouldn't have used the word hate, but it's not something that I went to school for. It's not something I want to be doing for the rest of my life.
You just don't like what you're doing. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not the
pretty much.
environment itself.
Not really. It's just,
Okay.
not in the field I went to school for.
Yeah. So when you get debt free, that's gonna change fast, because you're not gonna be able to take it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You're just not. I mean, I liked my job. Okay, I liked my job, but I noticed that when I was debt free, I started thinking like this. I started driving to work. I started timing how long it took me to get to work, because I had no choice. That's what I got to do to get to work. So that time I don't own it, because I have to do something that I want to do. And then I remember walking into the doors, and the doors I've been doing for 5-6 years straight, no problem. But this time when I walked in the door, I used to say to myself, damn, I got to be in here for 8 hours in this one building all day. That's what I would say to myself. And it got worse and worse and worse. And then I just had to quit. I felt like I was trapped.
Yeah.
Making
that's
6
rough.
figures. I'm making $160,000 a year, feeling like I'm trapped. And because I was.
So that's another thing I look forward to. Once you become debt free, like the amount of money is not going to be as big of a deal, right?
Correct. It's not going to be a big deal anymore. Because if I was in debt, there was no way I would have walked away from $160,000 a year. There's no way I wouldn't be able to afford it, because I'm sure if I was an unconscious slave, I would have had a mortgage, a couple car payments, multiple credit card payments, probably some other type of payments, finance, cell phones. You can't quit. You're stuck.
Right.
You're trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, it is true what you said before. A lot of these new channels on the YouTube, these so-called finance gurus and all these guys, or even just Red Pill in general or whatever, they like to brag about how much they make, especially if it's six figures.
Correct.
but none of them, they never talk about how much debt they're in, really.
Correct. Never.
You know, I don't think any of them would ever show their personal credit
No,
report.
they never
Like
will. And if you ask to see their personal credit report, they probably block you.
Yeah, probably.
How dare you? How insulting. They always make up these things when it's just business. What are you talking about? Like, what if, when they go get a loan from the bank, that's the first thing the bank is going to ask. How come they don't get offended when the bank asks to see their personal credit report? They don't get offended.
Yeah.
Because they're so focused on the money, they don't care what the bank does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
31, man. Congratulations, man. To have this knowledge at 31, congratulations.
Yeah. Looking forward to how I can make use of it.
Oh, you're going to. Now that you're crossed over, there's no going back. You cannot unlearn this now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're
Definitely.
not going to say, hey, I'm going to go get some more student loans. I don't care. That's never going to happen.
Nope. I'm glad I didn't finance a car too. That's one thing my parents taught me. They buy old cars for cash, and so that's what I did too. So
wow. So your only debt has been student loan debt?
It's just the student loan debt. I mean, yeah, I'm paying rent, but that's an expense, not debt, so that's different.
Right.
Wow. And yeah, the utilities and whatnot.
So let me ask you something. With that being your only debt, and you heard me on Ramil show, right? What made me click with you?
It was the fact that when you said if you have student loan debt, you don't really have money in real life, like to invest in anything or to pay off other stuff.
Right.
Because I had some money in the stock market at the time.
Okay.
But once I realized that, okay, I don't really have that money in real life, I pulled it all out.
Good.
At a loss. I mean, it was about maybe $70 total. But yeah, I just pulled all of it out.
It was more than that, but go ahead.
Yeah, technically, psychologically speaking. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, I pulled it out and then I just tossed it towards the student loan.
Good.
So that's part of what helped me bring it down to where it's at now. So
wow, no, that takes because a lot of people won't take. Like, I want you to recognize even that step you did right there. That's huge. That is a huge step. That I want you to understand that millions of people would not do what you just did. Millions. They would be like, no way, I'm doing that. No way. And you did it without hesitation. Did you have to think about it for a while, or did you shoot the gun right away?
Yeah, it took me a couple months to,
okay. So you thought
think about it
for a couple months. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad I finally did at the end. So
what the day you decided to pull the trigger, was it what made it that day? That's what I guess I need to know.
I mean, I wasn't really gaining that much anyway. And I just that point clicked in my head that getting your debt paid off is the better priority. And since that was more within reach for me,
right,
as opposed to hoping for some great rate of return on the stock market or something, I figured I might as well pursue the goal that is closer, more within reach.
Right.
So
and see how and I want you to see something what you just said. You see how that big complicated thing you just described, I wasn't gaining and this and that, and then I evaluated. Once you're out of debt, you understand that you had no money to do it in the first place to gain anything. So you don't really have to evaluate the two differences. I mean, that's what you normally do to do what you did. Okay, there's nothing wrong how you did. I'm just saying, when you come on the psychological side of it, psychological capitalist side of it, you understand that you didn't have no money in the first place to earn on anything, to gain anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Glad I learned my lesson when I did, though, because it could have gotten a lot worse.
Oh yeah, man. You're young, man. 31, man.
Yeah.
Your life has changed forever now. Now you're gonna once you're debt free, you'll really start to understand psychological capitalism. You will, and then you'll see, because one thing and I always tell the people, especially in the members only, that always understand when you run into the psychological, because the majority of people are in debt. So always remember that the math is true. Always remembering that will help you through switching over.
Right. Yeah, that's good advice to follow, because I did see a lot of these some other channels, like how, you need debt in order to build your credit, and
Right.
other ways they said how to use credit card debt to pay off other debt or something like that.
Right.
It's just, it's confusing. It's just so
That's business.
confusing what they
That's
talk about,
business. It's
Yeah.
business. And I want you to pay attention too. I want you to pay attention to how a lot of the channels, they will be flip-flopping business and personal debt, intertwining them as they speak.
Yep.
They don't know. Well, I'm not going to say all of them don't know that they're doing it, because they're probably doing it on purpose. I don't know. But for you as a person that understands, pay attention to that, because the majority of them don't know that they're doing that.
Mhm.
They don't know they're flip-flopping between business debt and personal debt. They think it's all the same.
Right. Yeah, definitely. That's all something to look out for.
Mhm.
Okay, well, yeah, I got to log off now, but thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, sir.
Once I get the debt
again.
paid off, I definitely plan on joining the members only group. So
All right.
it's another thing to look forward to.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks again, LJ. You take care.
You too, sir.
All right. Bye-bye.
See, those are the stories. Those are the stories I love to hear, man. Love it. Love it, man. Love it, love it, love it. It's like, I know the majority of you guys hear me say, hey, LJ, you say, if we learn what you teach, man, our lives will change. They're like, how will it change? What's going to happen? And I always had to say, have you ever owned yourself ever in your life? If the answer is no, I said, that's something I can't show you. You have to experience it. You have to experience it, because once you own yourself, you're going to look at gas prices and be like, wow, that's okay. Or whatever. Why are they doing that? You're not going to look at gas prices and like, oh my God, that's so expensive. You're going to look at it and say, why are they doing that? Oh, now this is just my guess. Oh, they want people to finance more electric vehicles. So I guess that's what they're doing. Because I'm sure if you check the statistics on finance electric vehicles, they're probably shooting through the roof right now. But you guys don't know to look for that, because you guys think you're avoiding gas prices by financing electric cars. You guys really believe that. So you're going to look at it just like, oh, okay, they're doing that for that. Okay, why they keep pushing the student loan repayment date? Because you guys are never going to have money. I mean, not never, but you guys don't have money to pay it anyway when August comes up. So nothing's really going to change. So something must going to happen from now until probably the beginning of August or something like that. Because I got to look at I got to look and see how many days before the actual due date. Like last one was like May 31st when it was due or something like that, right? How many weeks or days or weeks before did the president announce that he was extending it, right? So I look at it that way. Okay, he announced this 2-3 weeks before. Okay, maybe he's going to do the same there. So I put that in there. I say, okay, if the date is going to get pushed, it's probably going to be told at the end of July, beginning of August. That's right, LJ. They need to create debt and inflation. Yeah, they do. And that's how, when you own yourself, see what Andre's saying? That's exactly how you're going to look at it. You're not going to panic and be like, oh my God, it's going to cost me this much at the gas pump. It's going to be $100. You're not going to look at it that way. You're just going to put it in, set the thing, wait for the click. And you probably look at the price. Of course, you're going to look at the price. I do. And I just know that, hey, it's $40 more than it was last time. That's what I just think. Because once you put it this way, so you guys can really get it. Okay. When you own yourself, at that moment, you're going to realize the value of the time in your life. Okay. At that moment, you're going to realize it, and time is going to be the priority. And then at that moment, you're going to realize, in order to ever truly own the time in your life, you have to create a successful business, because that's where you trade. Because when you have a job, you're doing dollar for exact time. If you're not working for free, if you're working off the clock, you're losing even more, but you're selling X amount of your time for dollar. But when you create a successful business, that changes, because you're using less of your time, earning more money, using less time, and then Slowly and slowly, you'll figure out ways to cut that less and less and less and less. And then hopefully one day you won't be using none of your time to earn money. What is an example of that? Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, those guys, he could take a week off, not do nothing, and earn money during the whole time because that's where he's at. You combine no debt, a successful business, and savings on taxes. You get to do all of that's like the trifecta. What's up, Wayman? Nothing personal. Higher prices means higher tax. Sure does. Taxes are the backbone of the system. It's the backbone. And I was telling this to Andre. What you guys don't really understand is this. I always like to tell people this. When it comes to financial laws, look at the laws that will cost you the time in your life and say, why is that? If I don't pay taxes, I could possibly get 10 years in prison. Why is that? Not just, don't be one of the people, oh my God, that's so stupid. That's what murderers get. Hey, no, stop all that. Take that out your brain. Doesn't matter how you feel about the penalty for tax evasion. Your feelings of the penalty for tax evasion are irrelevant. So take that out of your mind, okay? You say, why is that? Why is that? Once you understand that capitalism psychological, you'll go, oh, because it's the backbone. Got it. If you didn't force them to play, they wouldn't play. No, they wouldn't play. This is how we force debt slaves to play. No, well, not just debt slaves. Everybody got to play. Everybody, no, excuse me. This is how we force, not debt slaves. This is how we force people to play. But what you guys don't understand is this. Everybody is not required by law to play the same way. Everybody has to play. You have to play. If you want to live here in the U.S., you have to play. But there's no law that everybody has to play the same way. More taxes, more work. Like here, let me give you another example, okay? In my area, there seems to be like a housing boom. Here's high gas prices going up to like almost $4 or $5 a gallon. But then there's housing complexes being built. What? Well, wait a minute. What? Huh? Then I say to myself, okay, debt slaves have no money. So obviously all those homes are going to be bank owned, period. It doesn't matter if you think you're a homeowner with a mortgage, that's your problem. So I think to myself, why is the bank building so many homes? Why are they building so many houses? Something coming I can't see? Something about to happen? Because all I see right now is high gas prices and student loan payments coming up in August. That's what I see. So why are these houses being built? I don't get it. Okay. Listen, obviously the bank knows something that I don't know that's well up generations above my pay grade, period. I mean, they're knocking down plots of land and throwing 100 homes on them. And each person in one of those home built, they make those people feel like they really own something. They'll stack 100 houses in there, put a security guard at the gate, put a big wall around the whole community, and they all think they own something. Oh, we live in a gated community. No, you don't. You live in the bank's house in the gated community. The bank don't care if you have their house in a gated community as long as you're paying for it. Then they got, on top of that, they got HOA dues. A committee tells them what they can and cannot do with their house. And then they're complaining about gas prices. Hey, look, we went solar. Our house is solar. Are you making mortgage payments? Yeah, you ain't saving no money on electricity. You just added solar to the bank's house. You just, by adding, like when you have a mortgage and you finance solar panels for the house, you just added value to the bank's house. So when you're out, for whatever reason that is, Now they can sell that house for more. Guess what? Because they can advertise that house. Hey, this house even has solar panels that you guys bought. Because the majority of people with houses, they'll refinance the house, take the money, and put solar panels. You think you're going to borrow money from the bank's house, take that money, buy some solar panels, and then think the house increases in value for you when you didn't have no money to buy the house in the first place? No, debt slaves, no. This is why you think gas prices are high. That's why you think that, because you think you increase the value of a home that's not yours. Oh, increases GDP. Yeah. Gotcha. Now that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Yes, it does. I mean, these guys, the businesses are getting slick too, man. Check this out. They're like, damn, Amazon is kicking our ass. What we gonna do about it? What we gonna do? They deliver everywhere. How can we combat Amazon? I got an idea. Let's build these neighborhoods and let's put our stores right in the neighborhoods. Because you guys got to understand, the economy has changed. A lot of people are going to be working from home, right? So they're going to be at home damn near 24 hours a day working from home. And then they got to live their life at home. So they're going to be at home. And guess what? Guess who can beat delivery? Who can beat Amazon and delivery? If there's a business or stores right there in your neighborhood, of course they're going to be able to beat Amazon delivery because they're right there. So they're going to hire some people that say, if you the stores are going to come up with something. Hey, if you live in this area and you live in this zip code or whatever, we're going to give you 20% off if you buy from us, and we'll get you your product to you in an hour. Who do you think they're going to go with? They're going to go with the company. They're not going to go with Amazon. Amazon's talk about, hey, free 2-day delivery. People are going to be like, oh, no, that's too long. I need my, debt slaves want their shit now all the time. Then they deliver you in an hour. Guess who you're going for? The business right there. That's how they're going to come. That's how they're going to. It's not going to stop Amazon, but they can hang better with Amazon if their stores are built within the neighborhoods. That's what I see. Because first I started seeing buildings go up in the middle of nowhere. I'd be like, why would they put a store? I remember there's Aldi's down here, right? We saw this Aldi's being built in the middle of nowhere. I was like, why would they build the Aldi's here? Next thing you know, a year later, a whole neighborhood's built around it. You think they didn't know that? Of course they did. Of course they did. Yes, for sure. Now that part is clear. Well, it counts on the area that you're at, because I see both, honestly. I'm seeing condos and houses. Now, before I see in this, well, I live in a vacation city, so I can't really, it's really hard to tell because people come here to vacation, and so it's very different. So there's a combination of vacation and people that live here. So, but I think this is what I'm thinking, okay? And I'm just thinking out loud. I'm thinking, since this is a vacation city and these homes are being built, maybe they're gonna, do Airbnb them or something like that. I'm gonna make some money. I'll just put an Airbnb since it's a vacation city, so people come down here and rent houses to stay. Yeah, and what's so crazy? I noticed that too. That is crystal clear, because I noticed, like, I was helping a couple people, and I noticed during the student loan pause, the student loan debt was not listed on their credit reports. Because it was like, okay, I need you to help me. I said, you got student loan debt? They say, yeah. And then I go see their credit report, and I didn't see no student loan debt. I said, hey, I thought you said you had student loan debt. He said, because you could see it was listed. I could clearly see that it was listed on the credit report, but it showed as zero and paid or something. It was listed. They showed basically somebody must have sold them and bought them or whatever, right? But on the credit report, it's listed as paid or something like that, right? And so, of course, that's going to increase your debt to income ratio, increase your credit report score, your credit score. Imagine if you've been you behind, you got student loan debt on your credit report, and you haven't been paying, and it shows behind on payments, and then one day it's gone. Of course, your credit score is going to naturally increase because it's not there anymore, but it's coming back. Cosmic said, I was talking to a friend and she mentioned her student loan payment was more than her mortgage. Oh my God. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Cosmic didn't lose it. I would have got sick. I would have said, excuse me. She'd have been like, what's wrong? I said, I gotta throw up. What you didn't even eat nothing. I know, but you don't know. You don't know what that means. You just added solar to the bank's house. They still earning the bank's money. Sure is, man. Sal says the small stores can use drones to deliver. Oh, especially drones that can grab a heavy box and fly to someone's house. But oh yeah, that's most definitely coming. I think they're doing testing in other countries. I don't know if they're delivering packages with drones here in the U.S., but I saw a couple videos that they were doing drone delivery package testing. And now I ain't gonna lie, that would be a cool ass job to be a drone delivery package person. That would be cool. I ain't gonna lie, that'd be real cool. You guys might think that's a joke, but hey, man, you youngsters, I would look into that. Look into either owning a drone company that delivers packages or being a drone delivery driver. That'd be that'd be awesome. I ain't gonna lie, that would be real awesome. Small. Oh, okay, yeah. And I would. And can you imagine? Say like you're a drone. Oh, that would be cool. This would be real cool. They have to already have it done, right? Imagine if you lived in a very tall building. You know how they build these apartment buildings, and you were a drone delivery person. You could deliver the package to a person. Say, hey, I'll meet you out on the back of your patio or something, right? And the drone person can deliver your package to the back of your patio. That would be awesome. That would be very awesome. Some special landing area or something. I mean, because of course safety have to be first, right? So they have to have a space where they can land safely, and drop the package and fly off, Or they could just have, say like they have say like at the top of the building, which would be even better. Say like at the top of the apartment building, they had a special place for drone delivery packages to drop off. They drop the package off to the person who's in the building. They notify the person that the package has been delivered, and then they just take the elevator up to the floor to grab the package. Wouldn't that be the shit? That would be awesome, man. And I would try to get a job with that business. I would use less gas, and I would know the neighborhood just money over. Yeah, just awesome. LJ likes Myrtle more than San Diego. Yeah, I do. Because San Diego kind of reminds me of Seattle, but just a little bit better weather. You can't really, you honestly, Sal, you're comparing the West Coast to the East, and it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. Andre says, my MLO friend said that a lot of down payments were from not having to pay. Oh yeah, but I know. Of course. They all, and so crazy. This is bad, Andre. This is bad. This is horrible. Since the student loan payments are not due and the majority of the student loan debt is not on their credit report, so their mortgage payment is being calculated without the student loan in it. Right? If it's on the credit report, they're going to have to add that into the mortgage calculation, but if it's not there and they go in there and see that it's not there, they don't It's not there. They don't. Maybe they paid it off or whatever. It's not there. Then they calculate their mortgage payment based on a student loan payment that doesn't exist, on the student loan debt that doesn't exist until August. Man, I couldn't talk about that, LJ. I just let it go, but I did feel queasy. I would have been sick. I would have been. Do you guys really understand that the same people that are complaining about gas prices, those are the same people that have car payments more than their student loan payments? Those are the same people complaining. Anybody you hear talking about, hey man, and these gas prices are kicking my, you say, do you have student loan payments? Is your car payment more than your student loan payment? Yeah, that's why gas is high, because your student loan payment is more than your car payment is more than your student loan payment, or vice versa. It doesn't matter, but it's most likely the other way. They might require some permit and license to be the drone delivery guy with the live. For sure. That's going to have to be a licensed for sure. And I get all that, safety, license, make sure people are straight. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, you got to remember, this is what I could not do. Okay. I could not. First of all, I'm not going to pay somebody to go pick up my food from a fast food place. I'm just not doing that. Okay, I'm not paying for the delivery of my fast food. And you don't know who's delivering your food. You guys don't really, debt slaves, you guys don't really understand what debt makes some people do. What if there's somebody struggling financially to get food to eat, and they're working for a food delivery company, stealing some of your fries because they're just hungry. You're starving. Listen, you're starving. You can't even afford to buy lunch, and you're delivering food, and you got food in the car that you're smelling. It's just, to me, it's just too many. What if you get somebody that don't like black people, and they find out the delivery of their food is to a black house? I just don't want to. I don't want to think about that kind of stuff. I just don't. If it's going to happen to me, it's going to happen to me in the restaurant. Okay, it's not going to happen from the restaurant to my house. Enride is a company creating a job for people to drive semis from a dashboard. Wow. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, I think when it comes to semis, remote control semis, a person will always have to be there. You just, right now, we're not even close to a semi being on a road. I think a person always got to be in it too, just in case. They could be sleeping in the bed, or of the semi or something. They could be sleeping, but I just think it has to be a human in there for now, at least in this particular time. Exactly. Some people will eat that food. My sister's always complaining that she has food missing from her order. See what I'm saying? I'm telling you. I'm not saying there's some people doing it maliciously. There's some people doing it because they're hungry. Okay, it just is what it. And what you're gonna say? Hey, I was missing 5 fries. What happened to them? You just, nah. I'm good. I'm cool. Yeah, yeah. I couldn't do that. First, I don't want to. First, I ain't paying. Fast food is already expensive. Okay, I'm not paying more money for fast food to be delivered. I'm not doing that. Some people will eat that food. Oof, man. Some of these companies should offer on the job training. The runaround many workplaces give people insane. Now imagine a debt slave driving up the wall going. What? Now imagine a debt slave driving up the wall going. I think You know, because anybody can deliver food. You just download the app and sign in and do whatever you do, and then next thing you know, you're delivering food. It's like, what if? Nah, I'm good with that. Delivery fees, exactly. No, and then and listen, this is what you guys got to really get right. They don't really get paid a lot of money to deliver your food. They just don't, unless they work a ridiculous amount of hours. Now, gas prices going up to $6 a gallon, and you're delivering food in your car. The company doesn't fill your gas tank to deliver the food. You got to use your own money to fill your gas tank at $6 a gallon. So what if you're delivering food in a truck? What they need to start doing, you know how Pizza Hut puts a thing on top of their car so you know what it is? They should start putting things on top of people's cars. So Uber, Lyft, instead of just in the window, put a thing on top of the car so you guys can see how many people are doing it. And then, and I know this may or may not mean something. And then you look at the cars because you guys just don't know. You guys don't know. You get to look at the inside of their cars. You get to see the kind of car they're using to deliver your food. Because if you've seen the inside of some people's cars, because you really can't see it unless you walking past the person's car and kind of look down in their car, which I really don't. I don't really walk by and look at people's cars. I just don't do that, right? But some of these people's cars are nasty. Very nasty, very nasty. And your food is in there. You're as a person getting your food delivered, you're not walking out the car and say, hey, let me go see your car. You're not saying that. You're just like, hey, thank you for the food. Close the door, give them a tip or whatever you're going to do. But if you got your food and you walked out and saw the inside of their car, you'd be like, oh my God. I don't know what kind of rules or what if you walked out, I want to go see your car, period. And you come out, bumpers hanging off, and one tire's got a donut on it, it's got dents in it and stuff like that. Okay, all right. Because usually the inside of a person's car represents the inside of their life. So when you looking at somebody's car that they're making payments on and it looks nasty, that usually represents the inside of their life because the inside of my cars don't look like that. Never. Fast food bags everywhere, stacked up in the back and the front and the passenger seat. And then what if you come out and what if you came out to the car and their car is so full of trash, even the passenger seat, you're going to ask yourself, well, where did you put my food when you was delivering it to me? Where did you set my food at? Where in your car did you put my food? On top of the trash? Oh, okay. All right. How long's this trash been in the car? For months? Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, thank you. No. Anyone using a car to deliver food is crazy. They need bikes, scooters, or mopeds. For sure. I did hear all those incentives of Uber Eats, DoorDash drivers went away. Not like it was during the lockdown. Oh, all those incentives, huh? Andre says the job openings are inflated. Companies overestimating the forward demand. Companies are hiring drivers to lower their delivery costs. Gotcha. I don't know, man. I see some of these people. Hey, check this out. And I don't know. I'm not judging. Okay. But when I go to restaurants, say like I order some food. Okay. And you guys need to pay attention to this. Whenever you go to a restaurant, say like you order some food from a restaurant and you're coming to pick it up. Okay. You just ordered, I'll pick it up myself. You come pick it up. And it's okay, you got a 10-minute wait. If you sit there, you'll see about 3 or 4 delivery people come in to pick up some food to deliver. Look at the delivery person. I always pay attention to the delivery people, what they look like, how they're dressed, because you just never know. Hey, man, I'm just signing up so I can get me some money to do something. So they just gonna get up there. earn a couple bucks, because the majority of those guys are not paying any taxes. They're getting their money, getting paid, and they're cutting the fuck out, right? I need some money to go party tonight. Let me earn a quick $100. I'm gonna deliver a couple hours of food, and then I'll get my $100 and then go spend it. Uh-oh. We're expecting layoffs at the majors starting in August. Layoffs. I don't get it, man, Andre. I don't get it. None of this works without debt slaves. They have to be working. Something's got to happen. Something's happening. Malika says, you got me laughing hard over here. I never thought about that, looking into the people's cars. Let me go and clean my car. Oh, man. Like I said, I don't really look into people's cars, but there's been a few cars that I've walked by and looked in, because you can't see it. You can't see the trash in the car at regular car level. If you're driving, all you see is a person driving a car. You don't see if it's clean or it's dirty. Imagine what truck drivers see. That's what a truck driver should do. If you're a truck driver, this is what I strongly suggest you do. Okay. If you want to have a popular channel, have a clear camera aimed down to cars that you pass every day, so people can see how much trash, how nasty people's cars are that regular people can't see. I guarantee your channel will go through the roof of people's nasty ass cars. Hopefully, you'll catch a food delivery driver, a Uber driver, a Pizza Hut, it doesn't matter, and you'll film their car, inside of their car, and show where the person's food that's being delivered, where they're setting that food in the car, inside of that nasty car. It's been seen on LinkedIn that many people are being laid off. Okay. Interesting. Yes, we are in a recession already. Yes, for sure. That's clear. That is crystal clear. Why are people being laid off? That's crazy thing. People are doing these jobs just to have money to go party super weird. Yeah, they do that. It's mostly the young people, because they don't know how it works. You guys gotta understand, right now you guys are at the beginning of a brand new economy. Young people don't know it's a new economy because they were born into this economy. Okay. This is their generation, not born in. This is their generation. They just think, hey, yeah, food deliveries, like, it's been here for years and everybody works from home. That's just the normal. Well, that just started. But if you're born into it, you just think that's what it is, and that's how you're gonna make fast money. I don't really make that much. The IRS is really not gonna check me because I don't make really that much. They're gonna go after rich people. You start making up these illusions in your brain, thinking that since you don't earn a lot of money, it's okay for you not to pay your taxes because you're small. That's not true. The best time to pay your taxes properly, when you're small. When you're not making a lot of money, that's the best time to learn how to pay your tax properly, when you're not making a lot of money. You definitely don't want to not pay your taxes when you're making a lot of money. Walmart, who is the biggest U.S. employer, already said they have too much staff. Mortgage and tech companies already laying off folks. Wow. Wowie wow. What is coming? What is coming? Because listen, in order for this to work, debt slaves have to work. Okay, so layoffs, whatever. Okay, I understand it's happening. Okay, it's going to happen. But psychological capitalism cannot work without debt slaves, period. Non-working debt slaves is bad for everybody, including the wealthy. Because if debt slaves don't work, production stops. So something's coming, something's about to happen. It's no different. Like, put it this way. I know you guys have never looked at it this way, but I'm going to tell you this way. When slavery was legal and I'm just talking from a business standpoint, okay? I understand slavery, human beings, okay? But I'm just giving you from a business standpoint. When slavery was legal, the wealthy became wealthy off of free labor. Okay? Free labor. That's how they became wealthy. So when 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 slavery was starting to begin to become not legal anymore, illegal, you think the wealthy was just going to stop being wealthy? No. No. There has to be a new plan set in place that still is able to use people. Humans are the only species that spend unnecessarily, that consume unnecessarily. It does not work without dead slaves. So you thought they were just going to stop? No, they changed from physical slavery to psychological slavery with no color bounds, no age limits, no nothing, because it's psychological. All those limitations are those are physical limitations. Those are not, there are no limitations psychologically, none. What's up, NC Briggs? Long time no see. Universal basic I keep. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Student loan forbearance, CBDC would all be easier after economic crash. Sure will. I keep looking at that UBI too. I do. It seems like a UBI piece of the puzzle. It's starting to fit in the puzzle more and more easy. Because again, debt slaves, you guys don't like change. So you have to be forced. You have to be forced because you guys don't like change. Aliens, we must be paid. The whole, it's just a remarkable, honestly, it's a remarkable thing to watch. You guys don't really get it because unless you can't understand it until you own yourself. You must own yourself to really understand it. And to be able to have the privilege, and I swear to God, it's a privilege, to have a seat in the stadium to watch it happen. Just to have a seat in the stadium. Just to know that I'm in a stadium watching. You guys think of like the Roman times when they had all the people in the middle and they do all kind of stuff and blah blah blah. It's like that. You guys, as debt slaves, you guys are in the arena on the field, but you guys don't know that you're in a game. You don't even know it. You guys are just doing shit to each other and whatever, right? Everything is, and I'm just watching. The tax code is set up for your liability to be negative. The tax code is set up for your liability to be, yes. CBDC would be helpful for the redistribution of wealth. What does CBDC stand for? What does that stand for? UBI and CBDC are hand in glove. Okay, now I got to understand what CBDC is and what it, because I know what UBI is, but I don't know what CBDC is. Anyway, wow, it's 2 hours, 30 minutes. Holy moly. Wow. Okay. All right. I guess we're going to wrap this up if we don't have any questions. If some questions before I leave, ask them now. If not, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Long discussion for high gas prices, huh? So you guys understand how it all works. Gas prices are just a piece. Oh. Most definitely yeah. Central bank did. I'm wondering the day they're going to outlaw all other digital currencies. Because I always think back like this. I wonder, and I'm gonna read more about it, like what it took to have these green pieces of paper to be accepted by everybody in the United States of America. Because this is the only paper that is used here in the United States. How long did it take to make everybody agree to that? You know what I'm saying? They probably came up with a bunch of some different states were probably coming up with their own set of currency. And they're like, no, you can't have your own. You only can use this. No, you can't. No, we're going to decide that we like this, but no. Right. So it's the same thing is going to happen in my mind. The same thing is going to happen with digital. They throw cryptocurrency out there. So you guys like the wild, wild west to see the goods, the bads, what to do's, what not to do's, blah, blah, blah. And when they're done using you guys as the guinea pigs for digital currency, they're going to outlaw it all, and they're going to say, guess what? This is the only digital currency that you can use in the United States of America, else you're going to prison, debt slave, period. You want prison or use our money? Prison or U.S. digital currency? Which one you want? We thought so. Can you? This is what you guys really don't understand, debt slaves. When U.S. currency goes 100% digital, ooh, shit. You guys don't really understand. Paper currency is in the way. Paper currency worked for the last economy. It worked for the last economy. This economy, it doesn't work because you can't use paper money in virtual worlds. You can't do that. You can't buy something from somebody over the internet with paper money. You can't do that. So it's in the way. So when they go 100% digital, once they let you guys do, like people breaking in, stealing money and all this other stuff, digital Bitcoin, all that stuff. This is how they're going to do that, which you guys don't know. Okay, say it like this. They throw the cryptocurrency out there. Somebody comes in and steals a few million, billion, whatever, right? Stealing is still illegal. So they go and catch them. Go catch the person that had the smarts on how to steal in cryptocurrency, people's bit wallets and all this other stuff, right? And then they catch the person that say, guess what? You now work for us. What do you want? Life in prison or work for us? Work for us. We thought so. So we're coming up with our own currency, the U.S. digital currency, and you're going to work for us to make sure people like you don't do that to this currency. Okay, you're gonna stop them, or you're going to prison. Which one you want? We thought so. Now we own you for the rest of your life. Okay, and then they let all the smart people know how to get in there and steal money digitally, and then they catch them. You want federal prison or you want to work for us? Work for us? Well, that's what we thought. Okay, come on over. All right. And if you tell anybody, we're going to bury you under the prison. Do you understand that? Yes. Okay. You better shut up and work. We own you now. Once they catch them, they're going to say, hey, we own you now. Okay. Now you're going to take those smarts and we're going to pay you. We're going to pay you what we want to pay you. Okay. And you're going to accept it, or is you going to prison? Which one you want? Okay. We thought so. All right. Get to work. Make sure that doesn't happen to our currency. Okay. You better believe those same people, those smart people that know how to do that stuff, they probably work for the credit card companies. They probably work for the place that house the credit, all the credit information of what you owe and how much you owe. Because you notice, like when credit card companies get hacked, only the user information gets hacked. You ever notice that? Their user, their name, their social security number, their address, and then they turn around and sell you. They sell you protection for something that they should have been protecting you from. They sell it to you. But they never go in there and hack the credit card information, scramble your information up, change the numbers around about how much you owe. Not saying that somebody hasn't done it. I'm just saying if they have, you're never going to know it because they probably got caught and they say, hey, guess what? You want 10 years in prison? You want to work for us for the rest of your life? Which one you want? That's what we thought. Okay, well, let's get on. Let's get it started. Here's your laptop. Here's your government laptop. You're going to be tracked on everything you do. You better not. And if you do something that you know you're not supposed to be doing, we're going to bury you under the prison. How you like that? Okay. Hey, I got my rights. No, you don't. You have no rights. Okay, that's TV. Okay, this is real life. Prison or work for us. That's what we thought. Those are things that are never going to be hacked. The credit card records, that house everybody's debts. Can you imagine how secure the the data for information on everybody who owns student loan debt, can you imagine the security on that? Well, you put it this way, even though things are changing, okay, there will always be ways on how to do illegal things. Okay. If evolution happens to make people's lives easier, there's people now to do things. So that's really not going to stop drug dealers, how they going to get paid. I mean, they just have to think of a new way, but it just is what it is. Okay. It just is, but it's going to just be different. That's all. No more working under the table. You're right about that. No more. You know how hard it is when they go 100% digital. You know how hard it is going to work under the table? Oh, man. Good luck with that. Good luck on hiding your not paying your taxes. Good luck with that. Good luck. Yeah, it counts on what the scammer hits. If you it put it this way, it's no different than if you try to copy the US money, right? Like if you try to take some money, get some paper and copy it and then they'll bury you under the prison. No different than when they go 100% digital. You mess with it. This was going to happen. I'm sure those rules are already in place. Everything's going to happen because you guys, regardless of what they say, there are going to be people that's going to do it. It just is what it is. They want to test it, whatever, right? Even with the laws in place, if you do this, you're going to go 20 years in prison. Okay. All right, cool. Luna was a government attacked. Huh. I'm sure of something that's well above my pay grade for sure. The drill rapper is going to drill the tablet screen and take the cash out. Yep, here's your laptop. Here's your laptop. Oh yeah, it's tracked. We can access the camera anytime we want. Your whole life belongs to us. Is that okay with you? Yeah, is that okay with you? Yeah, yeah. For the rest of your life. Yeah. That means to your dad. Yeah. Which one you want? Okay, well, all right, let's get started. Pretty sure. I mean, you got to think about it, Andre. They don't have, when you're in control, you don't have competition. It's like, let's break it down to your house. Say like you own a house and you're going to rent out some rooms in that house and you say, here's the rules. I don't allow smoking. I don't allow drugs. I don't want nobody in after 12. And the person that's renting a room in your house says, well, I don't care about your laws or your rules. I'm going to do all that. So what are you going to do? They're not going to be living in a house very long. That's what it means. Like you come in here, you go, the law says, hey, you can't sell illegal drugs here. And you say, F you, I'm going to do it anyway. They remove you from the game by putting you in prison. $20,000 bidding group. I always look at it this way. I remember one time I was watching TV, and this was when I was maybe it was the 90s, 95, almost 2000s, right? I remember I was watching a documentary that said the government invented the internet in 1969, the year I was born. And we started getting the internet in the 90s. 90s. And when I say internet, I mean dial-up internet. Okay, dial-up. Most of you guys, you young people don't know about no dial-up. There was dial-up where you had to plug in the phone and it did this, and it took all night to download one song. Okay. They had the internet in 1969. So here it is, 2022. What do you think they have now? I'm sure they got technology that can drive by your house and see right through it. They have to. You figure you walk through an X-ray machine You walk through an x-ray machine, you can see your bones, you can see everything. You think they don't have a device that can see through your house? Come on, you cannot believe that. You cannot. You think they just stopped on seeing through people? And think about the person, I know this kind of off, but think about the person that came up with, hey, I'm gonna come up with a device that can see through the human body. Who thinks of that? Who thinks of that? Where do you start? Okay, let's see. I'm gonna need some tape. I'm gonna need a 9/16 socket and to see through a body. Oh, I know it does. I know it does for sure. Sure is getting football numbers and testing the government. Sure is. Instead of just saying it, just saying, hey, how come I can get so much time for tax evasion or copying money? Because it's the backbone. LJ, I was born in 1990. I remember dial-up. It would make the weird noise and then stop when it was connect. Sure it was. All that stuff. I would tag a song. What was back there? Who was that? Napster. Back then it was called Napster. And Napster was like the rebel, when you could first download music for free without buying. There was an uproar of that. It was like, oh my God. But you tag a couple songs in Napster, it would take all night to download a song or two, and you better hope nobody picks up the phone during your download, else it'd be cut. Then they moved to CDs. Napster and LimeWire. Oh yeah, LimeWire. I forgot about LimeWire trying to come back through music NFT. Oh, are they? Wow. Wow. Bear Share. I remember that. Bear Share. I remember that. Well, we're about to wrap this up, people. Thank you for joining today. Much appreciated as always. Like I said, I love what I do. Take this video, learn from it. And those of you listening, Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. My Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. And if you have any questions, my email is savingsminusdebt@gmail.com. Savingsminusdebt@gmail.com. All right. All right. Until next time, you guys have a good one. Thank you, Malika, Andre, everybody that joined. Much appreciated. Always a great time to see you guys. I can't wait till one day they're going to be SMD meetups. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I promise you that. One day we're going to have SMD meetups, conventions, all that to physically meet other SMD family members. I'm just excited to one day have a get together and everybody get to share their stories, because you got to remember, SMD members will be from all ages, right? All races, all colors, everything. And then we come together and share our stories. Oh man. And we take those stories and then use that to create great businesses, products for people, help change the world for better. So, all right, everybody, have a good one.